up, what up?
I need that sports encyclopedia. We West Steve Kim. Got Trent in the cut. Yeah.
Where you at, man? In the gym shooting, I'm Durant. You ain't shooting John Moran.
Darnell is the Ball State legend. I'm the Warren Central High School legend.
I'm proving with a reliable source, straight from the mouth of the horse. Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to Yost.
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
Better stay in your lane. Hop into
you are fucking insane. Dude, what? You just will not give this guy his flowers. What is wrong with you?
Oh, you must have thought I was a bitch.
I am him. Use not it. What's the topic? With your logic when I flow. Big Komodo, how it's talking.
You gotta get back to letting the baby cry a little bit to see if they can soothe themselves.
That's a bar.
Issues get pressed so fast it don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
I identified him after his third fight and I said that guy should be a star.
I'm so proud of the show, bro.
The gas, Smitty and Jason Brown.
Coach JB show.
We are in the motherfucking building.
Yeah.
It is Talk Tuesday. Dr. Jesse Morse joins us. Steve Kim. It is Talk That Talk Tuesday. T-Rich Tuesday. Doc Talk Tuesday. Whatever else you want to say Tuesday, this is what it is on the realest show on planet Earth. We are live in the studio, not the Slapdick studio.
You always want to say Slapdick, JB.
I did the fastest 2 minutes. We are in the building, though, live right here in our remote location out of the Hamas. And you don't know about that, but listen, we are in the building today, Smitty, and we got some new cameras. We got some new desks.
Now, who's going to be the first one to complain and find something wrong? Studio the exact same way. Cameras ain't better. It's still blurry. Say something, y'all. Say something. Ooh,
Did they go to a solo?
I thought I could touch myself. Pause. Like,
oh, my goodness.
Go to JB.
Oh. Why you still in my shot, though? I'm not in your shot.
Racist.
Crazy. That's crazy how that
racist show.
I should have my solo like straight
but
like this.
I make you look better though, so I should be in your shot. I should be in every shot. ISOs, full, fucking no screen, whatever look, I should be on there.
Man, we got a lot going on today. I'm just telling you right now. Tyreek Hill, video's been captured of him. We got to watch a game last night that I'm gonna tell you disappointed me. We're gonna give our biggest takeaways from week 1. We got T-Rich joining us early. We got Dr. Jesse Morse joining us, give us all updates on NFL injuries. And we got Steve Kim joining us to give us his top of the world, bottom of the barrel, as well as our top of the world, bottom of the barrel, as we're going to dive into our top 5 NFL performers, teams, and bottom 5 NFL teams. So we're going to dive into all that and more. But let's get this party started. Maybe we should put more effort into rules that matter to make the NFL a better product. Instead of creating rules to appease the cancel culture vultures in America who want to play fantasy football video games and wear helmet condoms. The kickoff rule is a joke. 1 return for a touchdown and 10 total returns in 17 games is a joke for a league who predicates itself on player safety. This is a dangerous operation in today's game, people. I'm just telling you right now. It's not the XFL. These are great freak of nature athletes going faster, bigger, and stronger than XFL athletes in a collective unit. There's 11 freaks on the field going against 11 other freaks, puts it at 22 freaks, not the XFL. This is a dangerous operation. I'm just telling you. But I got an idea, Smitty. How about we fix the worst overtime rule of any sport at any level? How about we allow both teams to get a possession and then go from there? Or just play a quarter or adopt college rules and make this fun again. How about the California tiebreaker like college? Put the ball to 25. Score or stop the other team. Score or stop. Go for 2 after the second possession and end it that way. But the current model is a joke for several reasons. Number 1, what if the other team was on defense in a late drive scenario in the regulation and held out? and forced overtime, but then lose the coin flip as the Rams did the other day and have to go right back on defense without its offense ever getting an opportunity. It's just plain stupid. It's dangerous for a league who swears up and down it's about players' safety, but will go over to Brazil and play a game. It's just downright idiotic. The fans deserve to see both teams on offense, and the teams deserve to have an opportunity for a breather after regulation if they were just out on the field. That's my take, and I'm sticking to it. The 49ers take out the Jets without Christian McCaffrey. 49ers running back Jordan Mason says he found out from the team that he would be starting on Friday. Houston, we have a problem. And that's a guy that just don't understand what to be said and what's not to be said in a professional setting. We're going to dive into that. The NFL will be investigating this one for sure, being that it is mandatory for both teams to report when players' statuses change like Christian McCaffrey's did. Tyreek Hill body cam footage has been released. We're going to dive into that. Plus, Billy Napier confirms Florida plans to play both Graham Mertz and DJ Lagway at quarterback going forward. We'll talk to Steve Kim about that one. But before we begin, you know me, Smitty and I are here in the building. We are live in the studio, and we are the realest show on planet Earth. We appreciate everybody joining in, and we are very appreciative. Yesterday had our biggest show live ever. Over almost 3,000 live in here. So shout out to everybody in there, and get used to the studio. We'll be here at least 3 times a week. We're going to be breaking down film. We got DV Sport hopping on. Next week, we'll be doing an Eye in the Sky Online where we actually get on the board and break it down. So we need bigger audiences than ever because it's going to be the realest show on planet Earth. Appreciate everybody joining us. Let's get to the quote of the day, brought to you by betonline.ag.
Set the tone, JB. This is everything. This will determine
These are my own,
the show.
The way, These are my own quotes, by the way.
All right.
And my own contrary to belief. Drum roll. Don't complain about everything. If you can't explain anything, stop fucking complaining about everything if you can't fucking explain nothing.
How can you complain when you don't got a solution to the complaint?
Man, that shit is fucking ignorance, and ignorance is life-threatening, Big Smitty. I'm just going to tell you straight out. Contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. Head on over there. Smitty, contrary to belief, you drive on the road that you paved. You drive on that motherfucker. You paved it and you drive on it. Stop bitching and moaning about every other day, my fault. You paved that motherfucker. Drive on it now. Shit. You already driving on it anyway. You paved it. Did you forget? Again, don't complain about everything if you fucking cannot explain anything. Poll question.
Hold on, that's top 9 right there.
Top 9
as a unit, like quarter of the day, contrary to belief together.
So now you have a combination of both.
Yep, I got a separate list and I got a combination of both. That's top 9 right there. I like that.
I'm not used to this type of setup, Smitty. I got cameras all over the place. There's like fucking 8 cameras. It's just crazy to me.
I feel weird. I feel like cops watching me or something right now.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
It's better than Fox to me. Let's get into this. Let's dive into this poll question, Smitty. I got to dive right into it. But first of all, I want to pay homage to a new show sponsor. And I can't see it. Can you see it?
It's underneath the live and the thing. We didn't think about this, JB.
I know. Bailey, can you pull up our new proud sponsor, like on a ticker or something? Because we can't see anything.
We fucked up, Bailey.
Yeah, we fucked that up.
It's not your fault. We discussed it, and we didn't think about the live and then the eye. No.
The audience can't see that.
They can't see that.
I hope not.
They don't see our audience. I don't think they don't see live.
Okay, I hope not.
I'm gonna go to YouTube right now on my phone.
Nah, they can't.
They can't see that.
Nah,
JB, they can't see that. Everybody, yeah, we good. So we good. Come on, new sponsor. Who we got?
I'm trying to tell you, I can't hit on.
Well, I think.
That's why I asked Bailey to put it on the ticker.
I think that. Well, maybe we wait.
Yeah.
Do come on break, and then we come back. We can see what it is. So let's do the poll question right now, and then we'll bring it back.
We got a poll question in the studio.
Poll question in the studio.
You're supposed to prep tomorrow today. That is a horrible leadership skill by myself. But let's dive into my intro, Smitty. Should overtime in the NFL allow both teams to get a possession? Chat, dive in, chime in, give me your thoughts. Give us your thoughts. I just want to be clear. should both teams get a possession in the NFL?
Well, let me ask with clarity real quick. They did change the rule for the playoffs. For the playoffs specifically.
Which is even dumber.
Because we all remember that Chiefs Bills legendary game. Chiefs comeback score with 13 seconds left on the clock.
We got to pause. No, Diddy.
All right.
We got to pause because we got a special guest in the building, and he's going to come in when he can because he's doing open heart surgery, PRP injection. He's running around chasing Tyreek Hill. He's got all kind of shit going on. So let's bring our Doc Talk Tuesday special guest, Dr. Jesse Morse. Jesse Morse, we in studio. We appreciate you jumping in here, man. What's going on? Give us a rundown real quick before you go inject Aaron Rodgers on what we got going on in the injury world in the NFL.
Can you not wait any longer to tell me Christian McCaffrey's not playing?
Hey, so what's going on with that? Let's break that down. You know the rules, and you know that Houston, we got a problem because Mason did not clearly know. Hey, Dr. Jesse Morse, off topic. This is why I'm so hard on Smitty about player empowerment. We want the bag. We want. We want to be the control CEO of ourselves and blah, blah, blah. But you don't even know not to blab your big mouth and put your head coach at risk by allowing him to know. Because we know in the league.
He's a backup, though,
hey,
JB.
Jesse, we know, though, in the league, in those quarters, those fine quarters in the locker room that we're told. We knew McCaffrey wasn't going to play. Not we, but the players. So he knew he was going to get the start because they were already prepped him in the offensive scheme of things.
The kid just had the game of his life. And
you don't think he knew? You don't think he knew he was going to get the rock? Come on, man. So
all I know is that I feel bad for Mason.
Me too.
He had the game of his life. He answered honestly, and he got chastised for it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
He probably made about a quarter what McCaffrey made, and McCaffrey didn't play.
No doubt. So what's going to happen with that? You think? Because I think they came out and denied it. He came out and denied it, and the kid said it again. Like, what's going on?
I mean, so we knew McCaffrey had the calf strain early in camp. Right, that was the third time he had it. We don't know if it's the same side, but it's probably the same side for the past year and a half or so. Then about 7 days ago, we heard, they had to be more specific, and now he's also dealing with an Achilles. Okay, that's two different injuries. Those are two calves are annoying enough, but Achilles is a different monster. Okay, either you have Achilles tendonitis, which is just inflammation, painful, or you can have chronic inflammation that can lead to a tear. Remember, we've had Aaron Rodgers, who had the calf strain, ended up leading to an Achilles tear. We've had Kevin Durant, calf strain, Achilles tear. Okay, so very high-level athletes both suffered pretty significant injuries. There's not really good data to support that transition, but you could justify it because it is technically the same tissue. Now, he owes, they pay him a lot of money. He's very important to that team. McCaffrey is, but nonetheless, you have to be smart with him. They obviously knew on Friday he wasn't going to play on Monday, but we didn't hear a peep, nothing. And if the game was in New York, okay, maybe that would have been a little bit different, but it wasn't in New York, so he didn't have to go anywhere. He didn't have to get on a flight. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but I have a feeling that the 49ers are going to get penalized here because either the kid messed up or the team messed up or both. Either way, and then furthermore, if he couldn't suit up on Friday, knowing on Friday, what makes you think he's going to be able to suit up next Sunday?
Who they got? Minnesota, I think. I don't know, Doc. I mean, go back a little bit just to give some clarification. He's been a riddled injury bug, right? Pretty much his career. I know he's had great, unbelievable years.
So he started off hot. He started off his college was unbelievable. He didn't have any injuries. He started off hot in the NFL. Then he had his 400-plus touch season in 2019, and he fell apart in 2020. And then 2021, he tried to come back, fell apart again. He played half of 22 with the Panthers, did well, and then he had to spend the other half with the 49ers. Last year, they used him, pretty much in every situation. He ended up leading the league in touches again, but over 100 less touches than 2019. So we're seeing a significant shift from 20 years ago to now, where 20 years ago they used to have 450 touches. Last year, McCaffrey led the league with 334 touches. That's not that much anymore if you compare it. But you have all these split backfields. Everybody's throwing the ball. So, it'll be interesting to see if anybody hits 350 touches this year. I just don't know if it's going to happen. And that's with another game, mind you.
Right.
No
So,
doubt.
but
they don't play preseason though. So, I mean, it just they gain a little bit there, but I hear you. It's longer regular season, and hopefully they are pretty much accustomed to making a long, deep run. So, let me ask you a question after Aaron Rodgers deal. He recovered. He came back. Everybody. It's crazy that media will sit there and count the plays, and I'm like knocking on the wood. Like, why would you mention?
Right.
They were on the telecast. Like, all right, this is play 4. This is where he made it to last year, and I'm like, why the fuck would you say that? Like, it's crazy. But let me ask you something. A bunch of buddies of mine hit me up last night, and then they started talking about it on the show on the game. Did you notice any disparity with his left calf? As far as size-wise, is that atrophy kicking in?
Oh, he'll definitely have atrophy. That's inevitable. It's very, very difficult to be post Achilles and not have that side be smaller. Like,
is that a risk? Is that a risk at all?
No, it's just how it is. It just doesn't get stimulated for about 4 or 5 months, and you just can't get it back unless you had tiny calves to begin with, and then maybe you don't really appreciate it. But if you had like larger calves or medium size, then it's very difficult to get that back. And so it's okay. It's not a big deal.
He look normal to you?
Well, I'm sorry?
He looked normal to you?
He looked pretty good. I had the issue with the DirecTV, couldn't talk to the ESPN, and I'm like, so I had to stream it from my computer, which was not easy. I'm on a trip for work, so I'm not at my normal home. So it was tough, but from what I could tell, he looked pretty good. The 49ers defense just looked better. He hit Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson a ton, which was what I expected to see. They didn't use Conklin at all. Mike Williams played like 4 out of the first 22 plays after his ACL last year. Lazard looked pretty good compared to, besides dropping that first ball. That was it. They just didn't get a lot of rhythm because they didn't get the ball a whole lot.
Yeah.
That down. That's real. Yeah.
And compare Rodgers yesterday to Kirk Cousins on Sunday.
I know. It's crazy. He looked 9 day to me.
Horrible.
Kirk did not look good. I didn't see a whole lot of that game. But from what I did see, he struggled with putting ball in spots. And I had mentioned this early in the offseason. And they're like, well, they just paid him a lot of money. But you have to understand that this is Kirk's power leg. This is where he generates force. And whereas Rodgers is his front leg, that's just his plant leg. He's not really generating any force from there. So whereas Rodgers still has the cannon and he can push off through that leg, obviously we saw that Cousins struggle with that. He only hit Drake London, 2-3 times?
Yeah.
I mean, what is this, amateur hour? I mean, come on.
Pitts,
Ray McLeod had more targets. Come on, man. This is unacceptable. And maybe there's a reason why they took Penix so high.
We broke. Yeah. I've been saying,
And I was like,
It might go
But
down.
you paid Kirk a lot of money to also pay Kirk Penix a lot of money.
I go down as a great call at the end of the day when everybody scrutinized the pick.
Nah, that's true.
So,
Doc, let me ask you this, Doc. I mean, just looking over the entirety of the weekend, Sunday, obviously Monday, were there any other major or even minor injuries that happened that you want to highlight?
Yeah, there's several injuries. A lot of knee injuries this week. Jordan Love, we saw. Could have been a huge injury. That, in my opinion, was a dirty play. Jalen Carter was pulling on his knee. Jalen Carter's huge.
Really?
Literally pulling on his knee, and the other defender was kind of pulling on the other leg or kind of holding him. And you could see it almost looked like a shift, right? Almost. But but that usually means ACL. Thank God it wasn't. It could have also been his kneecap popping out of place. Thankfully, it wasn't that either. It ended up being his MCL, which is that one that runs north to south on the inside of the knee that protects the knee from collapsing. And unfortunately, this is going to take at least 2 up to 6 weeks. It just depends on how aggressive they want to be. They're usually pretty conservative, but yesterday they announced that they are not going to put him on IR. So that means
what does that mean? What does that mean?
Well, he's not going to miss 4 games. So they said they're willing to use mandatory IR to return is, hey, we're going to miss 4 games. That's what Puka had. So if they said 4 games, that means they would have not been able to return in, I think, in week 6, and their bye is pretty early, so it would have been a little tricky. Now they're saying, okay, maybe I can get him back 2 or 3 weeks after the injury. So, and they already said Malik Willis is going to start, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. But thankfully, this was an isolated MCL sprain, which is pretty good considering. This could have been an ACL. This could have been a bunch of bad things. It wasn't. So that was, that was a good news for a playoff, potential Super Bowl potential team. What we will see him struggle for the next couple of weeks. He's not going to play, but when he does get on the field, he may struggle a little bit. But overall, I think Jordan Love got lucky. Josh Allen injured his non-throwing hand, but he said he'll be fine for Thursday night. Again, with this short turnaround, makes it a little tough. We saw Lamar Jackson banged up. They announced this morning that he'll be okay to play, but he's just banged up, even though he has a couple extra days to heal up. And then the rest of the quarterbacks, were relatively healthy. But we did see a couple big injuries. Puka Nacua re-injured his what we call PCL in his knee. This was an injury that they said, hey, it was just a bursa. No, this wasn't a bursa. This was a PCL sprain in the first week of August. The PCL is the ligament that prevents your knee from collapsing backwards. It crisscrosses with the ACL. So when you have a PCL sprain, it's like you sitting on a bar stool and 2 of the legs of the bar stool are loose. You're like you're not stable. So this is what Lamar had a couple of years ago that he never returned from. So this is the problem with a running, a receiver that's trying to run, is that you're trying to run, cut on a dime, and then rotate. Can't do that if your knee doesn't stop when you want it to stop. So this was a re-injury of the one he initially suffered and missed 3 weeks. So they basically said, hey, we're going to shut him down and put him on IR for a minimum 4 games lost. So that's kind of a big deal, obviously.
Huge deal.
So there's a lot of big names out there, Doc. A lot of big names that are people wanting to know about. Russell Wilson's one. Justin Fields came in. You got Russell Wilson. David Njoku, the tight end.
Njoku.
Ferguson.
Davon Etienne got an ankle injury.
Etienne in Miami.
Mostert's got a chest.
The Rams had 2 linemen went down.
The Rams got beat up, banged up. So
let's talk Russell Wilson real quick. I know you're limited.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson's a popular name anyway. Justin Fields will probably get the nod again.
Yeah.
I thought he looked okay. He struggled underneath center, but I guess Tomlin just continues to figure out how to win. It doesn't matter who's the quarterback.
It's amazing.
I love Justin Fields. I think he gives you 2 options, but I'm still leaning on Russell Wilson's experience and arm talent with this particular team. I just think that Russell's still the answer if they're going to do something, but that's a whole nother discussion. Where are we at with him? Is he going to be the guy or is he out?
So similar to McCaffrey and Burrow last year, these calves they're not, they're frustrating. They re-injure easily. They don't heal well at all in anybody. And the problem is you need it for mobility. You need it to step into your throws. You need it to get out of the way. You don't need to run per se, although he would. But he's a sitting duck if he doesn't have mobility, and that's the problem. So if he tweaked it again the week coming up to preseason, to week 1, then there's a chance they keep him out again because if he strains it, he's going to miss a month, easily. So they're like, hey, I miss a game and maybe I can play in week 3, or I strain it in week 2 again and miss a month. And then you don't have a choice. You have to play Fields. So I think they're trying to be a little smart here. I think they'll probably announce.
You got Justin Fields. I
might as well,
Yeah, I mean, Fields, I knew he was going to run the ball, and he ended up hitting DJ Moore a ton last year. He hit Pickens a ton this year. They don't have really a whole lot, maybe Freiermuth, but I think Jalen Warren probably should have sat that game, but he didn't want to miss because of his hammy, so he didn't do a whole lot. One thing I do want to comment on real quick about Joe Burrow, you could see him kind of flexing his hand. I watched the Patriots game because I'm a Patriots fan. Huge upset. I did not expect that, but I'll take it.
That was good.
You know, we saw Christian Gonzalez hold down Jamar Chase. The data on him on one-on-one was very impressive. Obviously, T. Higgins missed last week with the hammy. He's probably going to miss this week, which is a huge game against the Chiefs. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And then they obviously mixed Joe Mixon. In my opinion, they kind of struggled behind running, and the O line held up strong. But it'll be interesting to see how if Joe wants to play with a glove, not with a glove. His accuracy was pretty much there, but he didn't average much more than 5 yards an attempt, somewhere around there. Patriots defense is good, not that good, where Joe should have been able to do it. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out with his wrist.
Yeah,
I got a question real quick. Justin Herbert, I know he had the foot thing during camp.
Yep.
How do you think? I mean, how did he look to you? Did he look normal?
Yeah, he looked pretty good. He looked pretty good. I caught a lot of that game. He looked pretty good. I didn't see any hesitation. This will be something that he's good until he tweaks it, and then it's going to bother him. But hopefully he doesn't tweak it too much. He doesn't bother it too much, and he's able to play. J.K. Dobbins looked really impressive, which is rare for post Achilles. It'll be, I'll play devil's advocate here for a second and say that was the healthiest that Achilles is going to be all year. So as it starts to become less healthy, less tight, more inflamed, is he going to be able to continue to do that? I don't know. But I'm here to see if it's actually going to happen, because we haven't seen a running back come back and be very good to elite in the first year post Achilles. James Robinson tried, Marlon Mack tried, Cam Akers tried twice. So we haven't seen someone really good immediately. Mikel LeSure way back when was pretty good, but not anybody in the recent memory. So I'm hoping J.K. Dobbins can break that barrier. Njoku dealing with likely a moderate high ankle. So he might be out a couple weeks to a month. We saw Kadarius Toney's side there. I'm not sure really makes much of a difference. Deshaun Watson looked awful. Convenient timing for a new lawsuit. And then we saw a couple other, potential big injuries. Jake Ferguson also suffered an MCL sprain, which is what Jordan Love suffered, and what Rome Odunze suffered. I think he got lucky. This could have been a significant injury for Ferguson. I think he'll probably miss this week because of the bone bruise and the MCL. It just is too risky. You can tear the ACL if you come back too quickly and you take a hit to that same part of the knee. So I think they hold him out for a week or two because he's an important part of their team.
What about Odunze?
So Odunze, just an unfortunate injury. He was blocking, and then Velus Jones and one of the Titans ran into him together and caused an MCL sprain. So given how important, talented he is, he'll probably miss a couple weeks, depending on the severity. That will help, obviously, GJ Moore, and we'll see more Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen had a crazy target share, but Caleb only threw for 93 yards. There was only two quarterbacks before last night that had over 300 yards passing on Sunday.
17 under 200.
I was like what? I'm like, what is this? I don't even know what. It was awful.
It was a stat they showed on screen. I think it was the lowest amount of passing yards in the last. It was top 5 the last 20 years. It was a stat.
It was crazy.
I saw on the screen.
I was like. I mean, and every tight end was awful. I mean, it was bad. Every tight end was awful. Likely, obviously, it was the only one that was really good. But that we had a couple other injuries. I would be curious to see how Miami does it. They didn't really run the ball at all. I think they ran for 80 yards or something like that. But Tua was one of the 300 plus. But
what about? Let me ask you a question that a lot of people want to know. D-Hop, first of all, he's recovering, he's still out. He says he wants to come back and play. He got an MCL. D. Hopkins. And then last night, you can answer these two. I know you got to run, but last night Sauce Gardner was seen on the sideline for about 9 plays, and they're saying it wasn't due to injury. And did you see anything, hear anything, know anything why he was out for 9 consecutive plays? Where they caught 2 big balls in those 9 plays, by the way. And then when he was in, they really didn't have anything but 1 catch on any number 1 receiver. So where do you see anything?
I saw that too. I didn't see the play that and I didn't see if there was a play that he got tweaked on or something happened, but he's not going to miss just to get scolded. So obviously it had to be something bothering him to the point where even if he was cleared, he just didn't feel comfortable enough to play yet. And obviously him being as elite as he is, it ended up becoming a big deal. I don't know if it changed enough because the Jets couldn't move the ball enough. But hopefully it's nothing significant. Marshawn Lattimore also has another high-end corner, also has a pretty significant hammy, and he's supposed to go up against CeeDee Lamb next week. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Finishing up the Dolphins, 2 of their 3 running backs are injured already, and they're supposed to play on Thursday. Achane has a mild high ankle sprain already. He missed 6 games last year with multiple different injuries. Mostert has a chest, which could be a rib. It could be a bunch of things. They don't usually comment specifically on what it is, but we saw Jeff Wilson Jr. kind of run okay. It'll be interesting to see if Jalen Wright takes over. So, but I mean, these short games is going to be tough to see. And the other thing I thought was interesting about Achane, he only ran the ball like 8 or 10 times, and he only had like 20-something yards. Like, he didn't have a lot of rushing yards. He actually got in the end zone, but he caught 7 passes for 70-something yards. Like, if they're going to use him as a slot receiver, okay, he's no longer, he's like a Kamara. He's no longer a running back, which is good, but he needs to stay healthy. And so far, he's already banged up. And a shout out to Cooper Kupp. I had my concerns about his injury risk, at least in game 1, and that boy was on fire. But we'll see. Now they can double team him because they know they don't have to worry about Puka.
I know. Looked a little tired. They got a nice little rookie in there. They got a couple other guys that showed up, and Stafford's so good that he'll get guys involved. So I'm not worried too much. But as long as Cooper doesn't get overused either, as you know, that overusage can kill you too. Any guys on the radar that we expect to come back, like a Nick Chubb or any guys?
Yeah. So Hawkinson will probably be week 7. Nick Chubb's probably going to be week 5 to 10, depending on how his knee's doing. Jonathan Brooks will probably be week 5 to 8, somewhere around there. The Hollywood Brown might be back this week. Just depends on how aggressive they want to be with him, and we'll see how dynamic that offense is with Brown on one side, Worthy on the other side. You know, Kelsey running a little dig or whatever he's running, and then you have Rashee Rice running somewhere in between. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be very difficult to face them because you don't know you can't double team anybody because someone else is going to burn you. And then another shout out to another rookie, Brian Thomas Jr. looked incredible. Up in Jacksonville here. I'm in Jacksonville now. It's just incredible talent. We'll see how all this plays out, but unfortunate number of injuries. And today is the first day of injury reports for the rest of the teams that aren't playing on Thursday. So there'll be new injuries that pop up today that we didn't know about yesterday or the day before. So get ready.
Hopefully we can get you on Friday, hopefully, and catch us up on those if you're available. Yeah, that'd be huge. Definitely. All right. Well, hey, enjoy your day, brother. I appreciate you giving us all this insight like no other. And man, we had our biggest show yesterday. We're growing. I appreciate you coming on. Your Twitter's blowing up, so we're retweeting that.
We're almost at 100K.
We got to retweet. Go follow Dr. Jesse Morse right now on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. So
take care, guys.
Friday, brother. Appreciate you.
Have a good one.
Peace. Shout out to Dr. Jesse Morse. He's always got the insight. And by the way, he don't use no notes like a guy that I want to talk about right now. Robert motherfucking Saleh, motherfucking note master. He looked like he needed to take notes last night because he got out coached. They looked like they were just night and day, outworked, outgashed, the trenches, all that and more. I don't know, Smitty, what your takeaway was, but damn. We didn't even dive into the poll question, though. I just want to make sure we go back real quick. Should the NFL allow 2 teams to have possession is the going back to the poll question. Dr. Jesse Morse is very fluid because he's working obviously live. So we have to bring him in when we can to get that insight. So we always appreciate you guys understanding that. But Dr. Jesse Morse popped in and we were in the middle of a poll question. Should the NFL allow 2 teams to have a possession? I think it's not even a question.
Yeah,
I think it's dumb. I think it's the dumbest rule in the world. If the rule's not the same in the regular season as it is in the playoffs, it makes absolutely zero sense. I don't know why this is such a gimmick. I don't get it. They've changed it over and over and over. It used to be 15 minutes. It used to be first one who scored. It's gone back and forth. Then it was if you score a field goal, you're in it. If you score a touchdown, it's over. Like, what are we doing? Just have a fucking real overtime rule. I just don't get it, Smitty.
Keep it simple. No, I agree with you. I think the reason why they have the rules separate is that they're trying to not prolong the games in the regular season. Everything's about speed, keeping things concise, where the playoffs are like, you know what, it's like a handful of games left. This is what really matters, so let's give both teams a chance. But I'm with you. I think just keep it simple. Give both squads a chance, to go out there and score and see what happens. It makes it way more exciting. And it's like, man, it's like, damn, like we're basically leaving it up to a flip of a coin to determine my destiny. And we don't want that. We want the players to determine the destiny. So I agree with you, JB.
Yeah. Let's get in. Let's dive right into our takeaways, Smitty. We got a takeaways from week one, you and I wanted to dive into our biggest takeaways since we've got to witness week one before T-Rich pops in here in a few minutes. If he pops in, we'll go back to it. But our biggest takeaway, Smitty, you can start first. Your biggest takeaways from week one. You can start last night and go backwards, or however you want to start with the Ravens on Thursday night. You can start about the Brazil game if you want. Whatever you want to do, but just your biggest takeaways, quick rendition. We'll do 5 minutes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'll start last night, man. Biggest takeaway is that the Niners are still the Niners. I mean, as good as the Jets looked at times. I remember early in the game, I had texted you. I said, hey, man, I know those first two drives were a little weird. I think a little nerves and jitters for some of the young guys on New York. But then that scoring drive looked beautiful. Aaron Rodgers looked like Aaron Rodgers. The guys were flowing. But at the end of the day, man, when you're going against a Super Bowl contending team, a true Super Bowl contending team in the Niners, it just looks different. And they controlled that line of scrimmage from beginning of the game always to the end. The O-line just looked incredible. Their D-line put a little bit of pressure on Aaron Rodgers. But the main thing is, like you said a few minutes ago, was the coaching difference. Shanahan put together a scheme for his team to where they controlled the clock and kept Aaron Rodgers and that offense off the field. The best defense is just controlling the clock, in my opinion, keeping your best guy off the field, and that's what they did. So from last night, that was my biggest takeaway on that. Moving on to some of the other games, though, Thursday night was the opener, obviously, Chiefs and Ravens. These two teams are two probably the three best teams in the NFL. Right now, I probably have to say Chiefs, Niners, Ravens will probably be my top three. That was to me, JB thought it was a bad game. I thought it was a good game. I thought, Lamar was Lamar. I thought he ran better. He looked more explosive. He is the engine of that offense, and he's the reason why that team has been great year in and year out. But the Chiefs, man, like, I know right now we've been talking about 3P. Will they do it? Will they be the first team to ever do it? We've never seen it be done before, but when you just look at how they flow, it doesn't matter what the situation is. They didn't have Hollywood Brown, who's supposed to be one of their primary offensive weapons. It doesn't matter what the situation is. The Chiefs find a way to win. They have that it factor. Mahomes has it, Kelsey has it, and obviously Andy Reid has it. So until someone goes in there and truly show me that they can beat the Chiefs have to be the early favorites. Again, it's 1 week, but the Chiefs still look like the Chiefs. So that's my takeaway from there. And obviously, man, I'm a little biased, but watching the Colts and Texans games, I think the Colts are a serious team. Now, again, are they Super Bowl contenders? No. I'm a realist. But like I said all offseason, they are a team that you have to, when you go out there and it's Sunday night and you got to play against them, you got to strap up and be ready. It's not like you're playing against the Panthers or the Giants. This is a real deal team with the quarterback who's learning, who's flawed. He's going to make mistakes, but he's also going to make some big time plays. So that's why, when I look at the Indianapolis Colts, they're a team that to me is scary. You don't know how good they can be yet. You don't know how great Anthony Richardson can be. To me, the highs of him is Anthony Richardson. Excuse me, thank you. The highs of Anthony Richardson is Josh Allen, but the lows is Justin Fields. It's hot as hell in here. It's 95 degrees, no air. The air will come on to 8 in the morning, so I'm hot in the motherfucker. But the Colts are the real deal. But CJ Stroud, man, this guy has continued to flow and move where he left off last year. That big time throw he made in the fourth quarter. It was a third down throw, like a nice little out route going out of bounds. Perfect throw, perfect accuracy. And CJ Stroud is one of the best quarterbacks in this game, in this league. And I think the Colts and the Texans are going to be battling the AFC South all year long. What you laughing at, JB?
My mother got diabetes or
something. You laughing at, homie?
Sweating like a motherfucker.
It's hot as fucking here.
Like
and it's getting hotter.
Something around this motherfucker.
Close the window. Why is the window open? It's hot outside.
Air. We got air.
Ain't no air. It's humidity. It's hot as hell.
I like to see you work.
Put that fan on me. Put that fan on me.
I just like coaching again. I like to see it. Shit.
It's like I'm in football practice doing camp right now, man.
Right? He's supposed to cook. Smitty cooked right there. He's supposed to cook. He went through every game. No notes. No sala. We doing this shit because we are elite. Now, let the elitist of the elite give you a breakdown that's like no other real quick. Our biggest takeaway, JB's biggest takeaway of the season so far to date. I'm going to start last night, and I'm going to give you a hot take. The Jets may just have a bad nucleus. I'm going to be honest. They may just have a very bad nucleus. I looked at Sauce Gardner coming off the field. According to all reports, he pulled himself off, set out 9 plays. If that's allowed under Robert Saleh, we have a problem, Houston. Number 1. Number 2, Sauce Gardner, one of the best corners in football, according to all people out there, especially you Twitter gurus. And then Garrett Wilson, one of the best young receivers in all of football. Have they hit a weight in their motherfucking life? Have you looked at their bodies? And you expect them to actually look the part and go be the part? I'm going to be honest. Sauce Gardner turned down every single tackle I watched last night. I watched him in specific. Garrett Wilson is weak and frail. And he may be on my radar as being a bit overrated. I'm just going to keep it real. I love the shit out of the kid. I'm going to tell you right now, this team may not be what I thought they were. They could have duped me. Their D-line last night, even my kid Jermaine Johnson, who played almost every snap, that D-line got ran through like somebody had the bubble guts. It was bad. And that D-line, don't tell me they're just missing Hassan Reddick. There's no way. He never even played there before, by the way. They got ran through like somebody stole something. And I'm just going to tell you right now, the Jets could not get off the football field, hence the 6 field goals by the Niners. And you know what that does? 6 field goals, that tells me that I have the ball more than you because I've had long drive. And guess what it did? It kept Aaron Rodgers off the football field. Aaron Rodgers looked good, but he could not get going because he never had the football. What did they have on offense? Can somebody please look it up? I'm going to take a wild guess and say 10 possessions. Maybe I'm wrong, but I wouldn't say many more than 10. Might have not been 10. They couldn't have had more than 10, 11, 12 possessions. I'm just going to be honest. There's no way that team had that many possessions. And if you don't get a guy like Aaron Rodgers involved quick and often, and when Lazard drops a football to start the season off on a first down play that could have met them and got a momentum going on the first drive, it's huge. And then you're 3 and out. You're going back. I like the game plan, honestly. They ran the football at Breece Hall. He didn't have many yards, but guess what? That's what Colorado should have done. Run it regardless, which sets up other things. Aaron looked fine to me. I'm going to be honest with you. The ball spinning. It was good to see a legitimate professional quarterback play in the position again. But the Jets, my biggest takeaway, they could be frauds, man. I'm just going to be honest. The Niners are the Niners. They're the team to beat again, it looks like, in the NFC. And without McCaffrey, that team just continues to roll on all cylinders regardless because of, and I'm going to say something that everyone's going to say, oh, my God. Kyle Shanahan's offense is predicated about being a system with a system quarterback in Purdy. But can I be honest? Where was Brandon Ayuk? That motherfucker held out and held in and set out, and that motherfucker didn't do shit. He didn't bust a grape in a motherfucking fruit fight. Where was Brandon Ayuk? I didn't see that motherfucker. Did you, Smitty? I didn't see Deebo Samuel really do much. I didn't see Kittle really do much. He had 1 catch. Usich had a big wheel route for to the 3-yard line. The running game dominated, and the lack of possessions on the Jets offense killed them. But that's my takeaway from that game. Let's dive into the week, though. The Ravens game to start the season off. Like I said, I think the Ravens are missing something, especially on defense. I'm not even going to talk about Lamar on offense. I'm talking about on defense. And you already know how I feel on offense. They don't have a continuity that really sells me. I'm curious and interested to see how the meshing of the offense with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson works out under Todd Monken. I believe in Todd Monken. I think he's a great coach. I want to see how he blends this under center, 240-pound A-gap to B-gap runner with a dynamic, as we've seen, quarterback from the gun. I want to see that. That's my biggest takeaway from that game. Kansas City Chiefs game. With having said that, on the other side of the ball, Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes wasn't stellar, but you know what? Andy Reid's system, again, the Chiefs dominated on defense for what I thought they did. After the first quarter, I thought the Chiefs defense looked again like a Super Bowl winning defense. They looked like the Niners defense last night. They fly around the football. They're sound. Spagnuolo has them playing. He's going to have them playing. Now that, Mahomes in that offense with Andy Reid getting those wideouts involved, Hollywood Brown will come back. They'll even be more dynamic. We'll see what Andy Reid and them have in store. But moving on to the Friday game in Brazil.
Eagles and Packers.
Jordan Love gets hurt. Again, the NFL is about safety, Smitty. We go over to Brazil, and I'm not even talking about going over to the country. I'm talking about the football field that Jeff Nadu broke down on our show, how bad of a football field it was. And there's no excuse from Roger Goodell in the NFL, Smitty. The soccer games that are played on that very field every single year and every week, week in and week out during the soccer season are pristine. They're one of the best there is. I've talked to several people that know the soccer world. They're like, there's no excuse for a $30 billion entity in the NFL to not have that prepped and have a field that's better worthy of our players. If you're going to push player empowerment and push player safety, we'll go over there on a shithole-ass field where everybody's slipping and sliding. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the day, not saying it was for the field's reason, but you get a quarterback who just signed for $225 million to get hurt. Now, regardless of what Dr. Jesse Morse was it intentional, blah, blah, blah. Again, it's a bad look when you go over there. The whole 4 quarters of football were bad on the grass, and then the guy gets hurt with 5 seconds left. Like, it's just a bad look, and I think that falls on Roger Goodell. Let's go to the Bills Arizona game.
Kyler Murray, first half,
came out hot, and then just disappeared. He came out hot and then disappeared. Looked like a mental midget on his knees. Now we're saying please. That motherfucker looked like Bushwick Bill. I'm just telling you straight up. So I thought that motherfucker would disappear in the second half, and Josh Allen showed up. Josh Allen showed up, and he showed out. He thought I said, hey, he got to do what Patrick Mahomes had to do last year with no wideouts. I said it, Smitty, on the show before months ago. He's got to have to show out. And then Stephon Diggs, addition by subtraction. I'm not bought in yet. I'm not bought in yet, but he had 2 touchdowns. He had 2 touchdowns in Houston. And I got to be honest, shout out to Houston and the offensive coordinator for the game plan that he put in, because listen, to get Stephon Diggs involved early, because he knows he's a bitcher and a moaner. Get him involved. Get Tank Dell a couple catches. Get Nico Collins a bunch of catches. Get Woods and Mitchie involved. Get the tight end Schultz involved. And then you run the football 30 times from Mixon.
He balled
30 times, by the way. That means something. That's a telltale sign to me. Shout out to them in Houston. And I'll get back to the rest of that, but it's T-Rich Tuesday. And it is a Bama legend, an Alabama legend. And this guy will tell you how to carry the ball 30 times or so. I'll tell you right now. Trent Richardson joins the show on a Talk That Talk. We are live in the studio.
Yeah.
I got to get down there. I got to get in the studio.
You scared, though. That's the problem, T-Rich. Like, there's certain things in life that people are scared to do, and you're not scared of a lot of things. But the one thing you're scared to do is to pull up to L.A. live in the studio between me and JB, because it gets real here.
Hey,
I love L.A., man. Last time I was in L.A., we was in Pasadena.
Oh, yeah.
And, I came out with one of those,
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
Hey, shout out to Pasadena, the Jungles. Hey, so let me ask you something. Where you at with Mixon getting 30 carries in a league now that's kind of predicated on keeping guys upright and healthy, less carries, where we see CMC not even get a start last night. He was hurt already because of his carries over his career. But when you played for the Raiders and the Colts and all these different places in Alabama, the average night was 30 carries, wasn't it back then? Like I know Barber, I think, had 450 carries one year. We had guys with 500 carries. Now the average carries for a running back is almost 300, not even quite 300 a year for the average back. Where you at with Mixon getting 30 right out the gate?
I think that's beautiful. And with that, to say like Christian got I think it's gonna be a 1-2 punch. And I think it's the best thing for them, man, because he does so much. Like you think about when I was at Bama, Mark did so much, but I was there to push him and to make him better. And Eddie did the same thing for me. So I think that 1-2 combination gonna be fire. Like Mark needed 1-2. You know what I'm saying? Mark needed that. Eddie needed it. I needed it. You know what I mean? Because SEC, you already know, man, it's a lot of pounding, bro. It's a lot of pounding. But I think now, if you're getting 30 carries today, I think you're gonna last longer because this is 7-on-7 league. Ain't nobody trying to hit us. Ain't nobody trying to hit no big ass back. So
saying that,
yeah, I think
that's a good point.
I think Derrick Henry can play another 2 or 3 years the way the NFL going.
And I'm glad you. I mean, let's go in real quick on the transition. You brought up Derrick Henry, obviously your Bama brethren. JB has, said on this show multiple times he doesn't see how Derrick Henry will fit in that system in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson, because we know Derrick Henry's a guy, ISO power. You got to be under center to really allow him to be at his best, and that doesn't necessarily coincide with Lamar Jackson's skill set as well. How do you feel like Derrick Henry will be able to mesh within that Baltimore system?
Yeah, they're gonna have to be underneath the center. I don't like Derrick in the shotgun at all. It's gonna be crazy. I think Dallas would have been a better move, but Baltimore is not bad. As long as they stay underneath the center for Derrick, you got to get him going down here. If you don't get him going down here, we in trouble, because you can't get him running sideways and somebody breaking through and get hitting before he gets started. It's going to be tough. I love to see how they're going to play this out because, in the past, Lamar has been a running game and a throwing game. And
he was again game one. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying.
It's out the gun, though. His biggest plays were +1 QB runs in the gun.
Right.
Yeah, in the gun.
Yeah, and then Derrick's biggest runs were under center. They ran one play action underneath center, but he's not a great passer of the football under center. He'd rather be in the gun. Let's just be honest. And then we've had people on the show, like Eric Weller yesterday was like, let's stop trying to change Lamar. We already know what he is. Let's keep him that way. You can't keep him that way, though, and then put Derrick Henry in the gun. Something's got to change.
Somebody got to change.
Yeah,
right.
I just want to see how Todd Monken, who we know is great play calling, all this shit, been in Georgia, all these plays in college and the NFL. I got to see how he meshes this. It's going to be a very interesting story to me how they mesh this system and get it going.
Unless they go on a diet, unless they go on pistol.
But they're gonna have to. But again, that's I already said. But that's handoff pistol, outside zone, outside stretch from the gun, and then they're gonna have to get some nakeds and waggles off of it, which is
doable.
But you got to go both ways, and Lamar ain't great going left out the gun. I'm just telling you, watch it. Like he's not great going left out of a waggle bootleg system. He has to be strong-handed on that shit. Now you got to start prepping. Okay, what hash do I need to get Derrick Henry on? Right, I got to get Derrick Henry on the left hash so we can run naked right. Like. It's a lot to it, man. I'm telling you.
But that's why they get paid the big bucks. You in the NFL, Todd Monken. Figure it out, right? You got to figure it out.
Hey, T-Reds, going back to the 30 carries with Mixon.
Yeah.
To your point, you made a great one because I've been on the same pick, same thing. I don't think linebackers nowadays at 215, Patrick Queen, 220, they don't want to hit this shit. They don't want to hit A-gap to A-gap. They don't want a fullback to hit their ass. Look what the Niners did last night with a fullback leading through the hole. And I saw linebackers turning that shit out. And listen, Harbaugh, that's why he'll win in LA with the Chargers. Look what they did the other night. And look what they did with the former Lamar Jackson Ravens running back. J.K. Dobbins fits that scheme perfect. I thought it would have fit the Ravens better with Lamar because they would have ran what Lamar did. But Harbaugh's defense. Hey, he's going to put a fullback in there. 300-pound lineman he made fullback. They're going to go downhill. And I don't think linebackers nowadays in this era, with the bags they're getting, want that smoke. And that's a great point you made because you can carry the ball now again, and maybe the running back market can get money again, get paid again. Crazy how it changes.
You think about this, JB.
Yeah, we talked about last.
Harbaugh is from the old school. He an OG, and so you think about it. My boy Juice is in San Francisco because of Harbaugh right now. He's still playing because of Harbaugh right now.
Yeah.
He left that fullback out there on the field, and he let the fullback be the fullback. And so when you think about, what Harbaugh has done, even with Michigan, like he know football, and he know old school smash mouth football, and he gonna get the guys to get up in there to hire to do the right thing. And so when you think about 30 carries now, is like it's almost impossible, right? Because we're throwing the ball so much to where it's like, if you give me a linebacker that's 215, I won't even watch a film on.
Yeah.
And there wasn't no linebackers that was 215. Our cornerbacks was 215 back in the day.
I know.
I mean,
but there's still some guys still hitting though, T-Rick. Because like, even look last night at that Niners game. Look now. You're right. The Jets defense was out there playing soft. I don't know what was going on with them, but the Niners wasn't. Fred Warner was flying around left to right, hitting everything, and he's 215, 220, soaking wet. So I understand what y'all say. It's a different league. Guys are smaller because they got to cover these elusive receivers, these tight ends. I get it, but that's not. Y'all acting like the league just soft now. Like dudes ain't hitting no more. I can't get y'all that.
You said Fred Warner, and that was it, right? Fred, that was it, right?
Yeah. You saw one dude.
Roquan was hitting for the Ravens. Our boy Patrick Queen's a hitter. Don't do that.
But I'm saying
Zaire Franklin was smacking on Sunday for the Colts. These are facts.
You picking one or two guys though.
Back
in the day, everybody hit. It's not that way no more. Let's be honest, dog. Go ahead, T-Rich. Go smoke his ass.
How big is your boy from Baltimore, right?
Who?
Roquan
or Patrick Queen from Roquan. Yeah. He a little
225.
That's what I'm saying. He coming downhill. Yeah. If you wasn't 245 above, I wouldn't even watch a film on you, bro. Like it's nothing that somebody that can do that's smaller than me.
Right.
I'm running full speed at you. And you gonna bump with me? I just can't see it. It's been.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Everything's full circle, T-Ray. That's the crazy thing. Like the guys had to, because basically linebackers now are like what safeties used to be in terms of like their overall size, and it had to be that way because again they have to cover these guys because it's a passing lead. But now I know it's only been 1 week. But it looks like teams are slowly starting to run that rock more. You see Mason for the Niners. We saw Mixon for the Bengals. We saw J.K. Dobbins for the Chargers. The list goes on and on. Everything's full circle. I'm wondering if this league, are they starting to go, back to the old school and think about what we're talking about. But you know what? Guys are small. Guys don't want contact. Let's play smash mouth football. And then it might come back to where linebackers got to get bigger now. It's crazy how things work. So we'll see.
Well, if you look at it, right, like I'm for to play Aaron Rodgers. I'm not for to keep him on the field. Like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. Yeah. I'm gonna hand the ball off because let's not. I know Aaron didn't look the best last night, and the receivers got to catch too, right?
Yeah,
but Aaron is still Aaron. He's still John Wick. You get on?
Yeah, that motherfucker was out.
Right.
Yeah, he was still slinging that shit.
He called him John Wick.
Yeah, we call him John Wick. John Wick.
Yeah, shooter, sniper.
Yeah. And so when you think about these guys these days, man, like if they don't, if you want to win a ball game, you got to be able to run the ball. You got to be able to run it consistently, because if you don't, you get guys like okay, let's say what his name is, Justin from San Diego.
Oh.
You put him in the pocket and get him on the field, give him all that time. That's crazy. It's no way in hell I'm fit to give Justin that much time. It's no way in hell I'm fit to give Aaron Rodgers that much time. When you look at Peyton Manning back in the day, and you look at Tom Brady used to be hot when he wasn't on that field. When you hold that ball, they would be able to throw their helmet down, frustrated, like it's nothing they can do on the sideline.
Mm-hmm. That's the best defense, keeping them off the field.
Yeah.
Maintaining that clock.
Hey, T-Ray, let's
get off.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think he got around 10 possessions last night on offense. Like overall, whole game. You didn't have the ball. There's going to be no rhythm, and that Jets team looked like it was just, I don't know. It came out flat to me. I just didn't see any type of edge. It was in California weather. Up north was way better than it is down south. Down south has been hot as shit. We got fires everywhere. The weather's horrible right now. It's so hot. and sticky. Up north, apparently it was a beautiful 75-degree night, early kickoff, and they didn't get the ball. They came out flat. I didn't see any excuses, and it's all on the head coach, in my opinion. I think that's the head coaching job to get those guys ready to go. But listen, I want to transition to college football with you real quick. What's your take on your head coach, former head coach, Nick Saban? The field was named after him with Denny and Saban Field. I know he was on the McAfee show and all these other shows. Saturday, he's on game day. What's your take about that? Have you talked to him or anything like that?
Yeah, man, I was at the game, and we all came back, bro. Whoever won playing, they was in the stadium, they was in the stands, they was somewhere around to see that, man, because that's something we built. That's something that we put our marks on, and that's the foundation that was there before. Like, we just took it to another level, and I hope these guys do the same thing, man. But the hardest thing about that night was to see Coach Saban walk out there for that last time, and it was just like, oh, like we did that.
Yeah.
Like what I would have did, I would have put Julio behind him. I would have put me behind him. I would have put Drake Kirkpatrick behind him. I would have put Rolando McClain behind him. Like, to go back, like, to have us walk out with them.
Yeah.
And if you look at that picture, bro, they got all his championships on the side of him. Like, ain't nobody doing that, bro. Like, that was creative as hell, but that was tough. That was tough, bro. Like, but Alabama got some ways to go right now, man. From what I can tell, and I say that because it is you can't turn it on in the fourth quarter just like that. And it's at the end of the ball game. And when I say by that, like, I'm still trying to find that player that's gonna be that every time he get the ball in his hand, it's gonna be something different. And I think Ryan is gonna get there. And I think number one, what is his name? The receiver, he a receiver. He ran the kickoff return back, he fumbled.
I'll look it up.
I think it's Kendrick. What is his name? Anyway, the young man's talented, man. And
what you think about that? What about Milroe? What you think about Milroe so far? Kendrick Law?
Yeah, Kendrick Law. I think Kendrick Law gonna be something special too.
Yeah, he is. I know everybody in the country talking about him. Where are you at with Milroe so far after game 2?
Man, I like Milroe, man. I just think that he's not used to the laid back, and he's not used to. I mean, guys got to get open. Guys got to catch. Like, he's running for his life out there. Like, and the crazy thing is, Bama can run the ball. We seen them running the ball, but it was just like, man, when we got in trouble, like, Jay was just like, all right, I'm gonna just run it and take it in. But you can't be getting holding calls. You can't, like, that stuff tore us up for the last 2 years, and we didn't win. And so y'all got to get more discipline, and it might be having DJs in the doggone meeting rooms. Like, that's not what we do. I'm not saying that it don't work, but that game there should be a hit on the chin and let them know, like, hey, we still Bama at the end of the day. People gonna play their national championship against us. Period.
Let me ask you this, T. Rich, man, because you sound a little nervous right now as a Bama legend. Are you looking at Georgia and looking at Texas and you shivering a little bit? You at home like, I don't know. We still got it right now. Georgia's looking good. Texas is looking even better. I don't know. How you feel? Keep it real. Are you nervous right now? You sound nervous, T. Rich.
Nah, I ain't nervous, man. One thing about it, bro, when you got somebody like Kirby, like, you got to know, like, that's Nick protege, right? Like, that's him. Who stood there longer?
That's baby Nick. It's baby Nick.
That's him. And we talk about Stark. He was one of the best offensive coordinators we done had. And so, like, you got two coordinators that's head coaches now. They got a genius mindset for the defense, genius mindset for the offense, and they both are being proven to win at any level.
And Lane Kiffin got Ole Miss.
And you got Lane. Like, Lane, hey, people sleeping on Lane, bro. Like, if Lane win one of the Ole Miss, oh my gosh.
Oh man, it's a game changer.
Hey, can you see Lane taking the Florida job?
I can talk about it. You can't see it. You can't see it.
I'm hearing some rumblings that might be the move.
Why you making that face, T. Reg? You making that face like you know something.
Just know Lane gonna get that money. Just know that.
Oh yeah.
And he gonna set himself up. Can you think about it? When he was at Tennessee, when he heard that USC job was open, bye. Yep.
Peace.
Bye.
Raiders too.
Come on, Pop. Raiders, right?
Yeah.
Bye.
Raiders.
Come on, Pop. Let's go.
Yeah.
But that's Lane for you though, man. And Lane is a different man because you put Nick in Lane now, right? And he done calmed totally down from where he used to be. Because if you heard anything about Lane years ago, it was times 20, right? And that's my guy, and I love Lane to death. But Lane will tell you, like, from being underneath Nick, he learned so much and learned how to be there with it, other than just being, just being young Lane. Like he grew up real fast in the process of being at Bama for the 2 or 3 years that he was there. And he made something out of himself, man. And I think Lane gonna do real good down there, man. But Texas and Georgia right now, bro, they look real good. I ain't nervous, but they look good as hell. I tell you that.
You some.
Texas do look good. What's your take so far through 2 weeks? And I know he's a new head coach from what you're accustomed to, and a legendary guy like Saban. DeBoer, though, Kalen DeBoer coming over there from Washington, his overall record over his last 3 years have been impeccable, one of the best in the country as a head coach. Comes in there, dominates week 1, week 2, South Florida, athletic team, got athletes, but shouldn't be in the same conversation as an SEC team, in my opinion. They pull away late, make the game look bad on the score, but you saw it and everyone saw it. Pretty close game through 3. Through 2 weeks, what's your grade on DeBoer?
I think DeBoer, bro, I think he's gonna be all right. I think once he realized like this is not Washington. Like I think this the Meccas of Meccas. Like I gotta realize like everybody is playing a national championship against us. Everybody trying to get drafted off us. Everybody trying to get recruits off us, right? I mean, you can look at what Miami did to Florida, and they were talking to them boys after the game. Hey, y'all bring y'all tail down here, talking to the recruits. I mean, but that's just how it's gonna be. Like if USC can do that, I mean UFC, UCF.
UCF,
USF,
UCF,
BSU,
all this FIU, FAU, Florida A&M, Miami, Florida State. You got a bunch of motherfucking Florida. Shit, Jacksonville State. Shit.
Fucking Jaguars.
I name them all. Man, I'm a fucking encyclopedia.
Keep going.
Shit. Florida, fucking A&M. I already said Florida A&M. Florida International. I said FIU. Shit, I think that's all the Florida D1s. That's all the Florida D1s. T-Rich. Shit. Then there's some D2. There's some D2s.
Name them.
Shit, no. Florida Gulf Coast. So look, T-Rich. Hey, real quick. So if you were to grade him, would you give him a B or higher?
Oh, that's tough, man. I go. And I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna give him a B. I'm gonna give him a B. I'm gonna give him a B. I'm gonna give him.
You want to give him a B minus?
You want to say mine is bad? You want to say mine is bad?
You want to give a B minus?
No. Listen, I want to say plus, right? And I'm gonna tell you why. Because they did finish the game. They found a way to put up 40 something, right? They find a way to put up the game. But like I was saying last week, like 63 or 62 points in a game like that, like bro, like you got to realize like this when you get in the SEC play, it's a little different. So that's when that's when my grades come out. My grades come out when the SEC play come into part, like because not like and I was thinking about this all weekend, Smitty. Because you kept saying the SEC is top heavy, bro. We got 6 teams right now in the top 10 in the SEC. We got 8 teams.
We got beef. I got a little beef to pick. I got a little bone to pick. Your last few minutes on the show, T-Rich today on T-Rich Tuesday. Let me
keep it real.
Do you know that an academic institution named Cal Berkeley went into Auburn and smacked that ass? I can't believe it, T-Rich. And I know you got a stone cold face right now.
Beat that ass.
But I'm going to tell you something.
We're talking about Auburn.
Hold on. Do you know that Arizona State, the worst Pac-12 team last year, beat the dog breaks off of Mississippi State? What?
Who are we talking about, fellas? We talking about Auburn and Mississippi State. I wouldn't give a damn if they won any game. Period.
The SEC. Take the good with the bad. T-Rich.
Listen. But listen, tell me this. How can you have a heavy bottom too? You get what I'm saying? Like you can't have both.
I know some heavy bottoms and heavy tops.
I know some. But in the conference play, like what conference are more consistent than the SEC when it comes to ranking in
Big
the
Ten?
top 25. How?
Well, hold on, hold on. Forget all the ranking. We know that's just made up shit. Notre Dame was ranked number 5 in the country. What happened? NIU, Maction, went up there and smacked that ass. So rankings right now, early in the season, don't mean crap. We don't know. We don't know what we know.
I don't listen. I have no respect for them. It's Notre Dame. I ain't had respect for them since they got beat their ass by Bama when they shouldn't have hired Brian Kelly. Excuse me. I ain't gonna start this today, fellas. I ain't gonna start this.
Keep going. No, keep going, T-Red. This a real show.
We gonna be trending everywhere. We finna be trending everywhere.
T-Red's unbelievable.
Don't be nervous now.
Cats don't know. T-Red, people don't realize you are like, to me, you're better without even knowing it. You're like the AJ Hawk of the Pat McAfee show. You just say straight face, but be like dropping dime.
Fuck that. He a T-Rich at the JB with Big Smitty show.
I know, but he just funny. He don't even know. He not even trying to be funny. His motherfucker just funny as hell. Hey, T-Red, I gotta ask you something.
Ask straight up.
I agree with you. Let me tell you something. I agree with you on the SEC top on the tip because we've always been. I've always agreed with you with that. The SEC has been the best. Until somebody can beat them consistently, I just, you know what I'm saying?
T-Ray, let me ask you one more thing though. Because I'm looking at the college landscape right now, man. I'm looking at some of the better teams in the league so far. Miami Hurricanes look legit. They got Cam Ward, a bunch of 4-stars and 5-stars out there. We talk about Florida teams.
Baby, bring that guy in, baby. Bring that guy in.
If Bama played to you right now, how you feeling? Keep it real.
Oh,
shit.
Hey, I'm gonna be. Hey, Bailey, what's up, baby? I mean, what's up? What's going on? Listen, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real with you. I like Cam. Cam is a dog, but I'm gonna say this: they not ready just yet on defense. They not ready just yet on defense, and I say that because once you play them dogs up front at Bama, I'm talking about all the way around, and I'm talking about going from the ACC to the SEC now. Like it's a difference. It's a difference in competing and you're strong and all this other your speed. And Florida gonna always have all the speed. Don't get me wrong, but you got guys out there right now, bro. That's 245 running 4.5s, 4.4s, 4.3s right now. And I'm not saying that Miami don't have them. But we got some guys that's out there like just on a different mission when it comes to that. But I think Miami gonna be in the playoffs for sure.
So in other words, you're saying Miami, they not like us. It's kind of what you're saying.
No, they not. They're not yet. Not yet. They're gonna get there.
Steve, I gotta get
Well, I mean, look, Miami hasn't been a relevant program for 15, 20 years. I will just say this about the SEC. It is a little bit top heavy because look, Miami just went into the sink. Yeah, the sink. And they probably left points on the board against Florida. But I will say this. Nobody thumps their chest harder than fans of SEC schools who are terrible. I'll say it again. These Florida fans in the comments, you guys stink. Miami fans, we don't even look at that as a real big victory. You guys won't even be one of the top 5 teams we play this year. That is the truth. I mean, 41-17, I'm actually disappointed because it really should have been 58-3. I'm being dead serious. I actually look at that game as like, you know what, we got to be better. Because I watched that game a few times. I'm like, against a real football team, which you guys really aren't. We have to be even more dominant. And so I'm sick of Florida fans. If we play a real schedule, guys, let me tell you something. You guys are actually the easiest game on a lot of teams' schedule. That's the truth. So we drained the sink, and now we move on. I think Miami's a legitimate top 10 team. The defensive line of Miami, I think, is actually top 5 or 6. They have some young guys that are going to get some reps. Scott, Moten, he has flashed. Artavius Jones, he's going to play. Blunt, along with the upperclassmen. If Mario Cristobal continues to allow the offense to play fast and loose and make it a race to 45 points, they're going to blow out a lot of teams because if you allow a defense to play downhill and you put teams in a must-throw game where the defensive linemen, none of them, you just tell you guys, hey, we're not two-gapping, guys. Get the passer. Don't worry about the draw. That's how you create turnovers, is from playing from ahead. So, again, the SEC is great. Florida, stop taking credit for it. You're not part of the greatness. You guys are mediocre. You guys stink. I don't beat my chest over that victory, because if that's Miami's best victory, then we're not going to have a great season. So I'm sick of them saying, well, you guys don't have a tough schedule. Right. You're part of that not-so-tough schedule. Florida.
T-Rich. It's T-Rich Tuesdays. As you get out of here, T-Rich, give us your prediction. I know what it'll be, but what's your expectation this weekend against Wisconsin, a team that wants to ground and pound? And what's your expectation against them on early morning game Saturday?
Man, I say 35-14.
Oh, low scoring.
Okay.
All right. I like that.
All right. Hey, T-Rich, it's always great. T-Rich Tuesday.
T-Rich, one last thing. You better watch Tennessee. You better watch Tennessee.
A lot of people sleeping on Nico, man. Nico doing his thing, man.
I am Alieva. And this is where they give everyone problems. If you cannot stop Tennessee with the light box, I have never seen wide receiver splits that wide. When you watch the all-22, they stretch you out almost one sideline to another, and Nico has the arm talent that if you are going to play in a heavy stacked box, and if your cornerbacks cannot play any form of press, they will just cut you up. Short passes, long passes. But Alabama is probably one of the few teams that could probably stop the run with a six-man box and then drop a lot of other guys. But I'm just telling you, the way they split their receivers, I've never seen a spread that wide. And Nico has the ability to exploit that.
Yeah, I'm going to break that down later on, probably on the board. I ran similar offense, so we called it smart splits. That's what we called it. So we were tight to the technique. We'll break it down. I'll explain it later on. But T-Rich, we'll see you Tuesday. Appreciate you. Good luck to the Bama boys. And Hoover this week. You guys play this week?
Yeah, man, we got a big one, man. We got Hewitt when my daughters went to school at, man. So they beat us last year twice. And they put us out the playoffs last year. So it was them.
Hey,
it's personal.
Hey,
personal.
I heard you gonna be the head coach. What's
hey man, we gotta go. I see y'all.
We'll see you Tuesday.
Hold on, fellas. Let me close my curtains real fast.
Good, Steve. You good, Steve. Take your time, man. Hey, make sure.
By the way, go ahead. Hey, look at T-Rich back there. Hey, by the way, Steve has the Fearless sign behind him because he's now the co-host with Jason Whitlock.
Clap it up for Steve.
Every single day at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. You can catch Steve with Whitlock on every day. So make sure right after this, Steve will jump on over to Whitlock and you will see him. Go watch this episode from yesterday. Go watch my episode from yesterday. As I'm on there with Whitlock as well. Steve, good to have you. We're in the studio with our new cameras. You can see us now. We're clear. What's going on? We got to get right to it. I want to get to your bottom of the barrel and your top of the world segment right out the game. Where you at? Let's pull it up, Bailey. We got Steve's top 5 and bottom 5 of the weekend. Break these down, Steve.
Yeah, so let's go top 5. No real order again, but the guy that stood out to me, Kyle Honda McCord. You know what? I think he's now a Lexus. I don't know how Zach Smith feels about that, but he has injected new life into that Syracuse offense.
Steve, you know football. How good is this Syracuse team? Seriously, like in that pick of things.
They're about an 8-9 win team.
Really?
They do. They have a good running back in Quentin Allen. Oronde Gadsden's son's a big target tight end. Fran Brown is an old school football coach. That's a guy that has no frivolity, no sunshine in his life. I don't know how long they're going to be able to keep him. I get the sense that even after this year, that he will be a hot commodity in the coaching circles. He's going to be a guy that a lot of athletic directors are going to have at the top of their list if they are in the market for a good football coach. But I thought McCord played about as decisive and as confident a game as he has ever played. If he would have played last year in that fashion, Ohio State wins the national title, and he'd probably be the quarterback this year in Columbus. But shout out to him. He is playing with the new sense of confidence. And I really think that this Syracuse team is going to be a very, very tough out. He's got people excited there. Does Fran Brown. Miami goes to the Dome to end the year. That's going to be a bit, I wouldn't even say a trap game. That could be a tough game. Number 2, the Hammock Huskies. Wow. Northern Illinois. What a job they did. They outgained them. They outrushed them. They outpassed them. They out-time of possession them. And they overcame corrupt officiating. And I love what Thomas Hammock said at the end at his press conference. He said, my job is to develop young men for the real world. This is not just about football. And I think that's an incredible message because he understands the type of players and the young men that he is getting. And for all of you jock riding Deion Sanders because it's about black coaches, Thomas Hammock is black. Fran Brown is black. So will Terrell Owens ever be on their sidelines acting like a cheerleader? Anyway, my next guy, Cal, Golden Bears. They were clearly the better team on the Plains. And Peyton Thorne was awful. I believe Hugh Freeze has to take some of that NIL money and get himself a quarterback. They have some great young, talented receivers like Cam Coleman, but Peyton Thorne had a great chemistry last Saturday with Cal defenders. I don't know what they're going to do for the time being, but Miami plays Cal October 5th. I'm going up to that game. That game suddenly looks a lot trickier, especially if Jade Knott can get healthy. He's been a little bit banged up, but Cal looks like they are on the upswing. Tough, hard-nosed victory in the heart of SEC country. Now, a guy that I actually think is number one right now in my Heisman poll, I have number one based on how he performed in a huge setting against a pretty good team, but they're down. The mighty Quinn Ewers. He looks like
you said Heisman or NFL?
Heisman and number one pick. He could be both. He's a more athletic, more fleet of foot Phillip Rivers. Got that kind of that low, funky release.
Three-quarter.
He knows how to layer that ball. It's nice and soft. It's catchable. But the way he performed, I did not understand anyone picking Michigan last week. I really didn't, with all due respect. One team has a walk-on, former walk-on. The other guy has a top 5 pick at quarterback. That's one of the big factors when you look at a game is who are your quarterbacks. They touch the ball every play. And Steve Sarkisian has grown and developed and matured into a top-flight coach. Back-to-back years, went to Tuscaloosa and the Big House, controlled both games. Texas looks like they're going to be a playoff lock. And then finally, the black shirts of Nebraska. The black shirts. That was vintage black shirts defense from the very beginning. They set the tone. They were physical. They were mean. And looking at this tape, I saw some breakdowns, all 22. Tony White did a great job. But all they basically did was rush 4, drop 7. They did not bring that many pressures. Everyone thinks it was about the blitzing and the stuff. They didn't. It was 4 guys rushing up front, dropping 7, some Tampa 2, cover 2, kept everything in front of them, and they absolutely beat up Colorado physically in every level of the game. Look at the Nebraska schedule. They could be 7-0 going into that Ohio State game, and then reality will hit. But, hey, congratulations for now.
Hey, right now, speaking of Nebraska, we always talk Colorado. Are they a 5-game team, win team, 6? Smitty and I have a bet going on. Where are you at with Nebraska? How many games can they win theoretically right now based on what you do 2 weeks?
Nebraska can be
8-win team, 9-win team?
8 to 9-win team. Yeah, look, I think they're going to be 7-0 going into Ohio State. Now, I don't know if anyone beats Ohio State, but Matt Rule is ahead of schedule. The next thing that he needs to focus in on in terms of player acquisition, he needs some number 1 or 2 receivers. He has decent receivers outside. I don't think he has a real number 1. And if you have Dylan Raiola, you're going to be able to attract certain guys that could stretch a defense. I don't think they have a real stretcher that can come out there and take the top off the defense. They have to kind of go piecemeal on that and run the ball with Dowdell. But look, that's a real football program. Matt Rule knows how to build programs. He's actually ahead of schedule. Look, as long as they have him, Nebraska will continue to be a serious football program. Now, bottom 5. Boy,
bottom of the barrel. Let's go.
This right here, I did not understand. The Michigan quarterback situation is baffling to me. And I read a story on Fox Sports last week that kind of detailed the last 6 years of their recruiting, some of the misses, bad evals, guys that decided to go anywhere else. And if there's any player that has missed more than J.J. McCarthy, you'd have to tell me, because he at least held that offense together, even if he didn't always put big numbers together. Now, to be fair to whoever's playing quarterback at Michigan, They lost at least a dozen or so guys to the National Football League. They lost a Joe Moore quality offensive line. They lost their best, quickest running back in Blake Corum. Defensively, they'll still be in games, but it is hard to win in a loaded conference where everyone's going to score a little bit if you cannot consistently put together drives. And I don't know. Alex Orji, it's obvious to me they only look at him as a running back or basically a wildcat situational quarterback. Navy Davis Warren's as good as it gets until Tuttle comes back. Now, other one, Sam Pittman. I hate to do this, Sam. Your Arkansas team was clearly the best one on the field in Stillwater last Saturday. That would have been a huge victory against Oklahoma State. Taylon Green is the next great Bobby Petrino quarterback. And unfortunately, because you don't stress ball security or players are undisciplined, Bobby Petrino may be the next coach again at Arkansas with Taylon Green. Sam, after that first fumble or two, you got to gather your team and say, guys, if you drop the ball again, I'm going to kill you. Because quite frankly, my multi-million-dollar job is on the line.
They're horrible on special teams. They're just a lot of head coaching blunders that you just can't.
You can't even catch a snap. You have poor situational football awareness. They were clearly the better team. And Jaquindon Jackson secures that running game. And they have some athletes outside. I was really impressed by the Arkansas offense. But that game, if you look at the stats, that was a one-sided game that they absolutely blew. And I don't think it helped Sam Pittman's cause. Now, also, Colorado. You asked for all the heat. You got the heat. And people kept saying, oh, it's different. They're different this year. Different does not mean better. It really doesn't. And offensive line-wise, you're trying to piece together a unit based on the transfer portal and an 18-year-old freshman. And they are bad. And they don't try to run the ball. It does not help them. But I want to say one thing about those now ripping Pat Shurmur. I think that's the new guy because he's white. It's easy to blame him. I get it. I have a question, fellas. Who fired or basically moved on from Shaun Lewis as the offensive coordinator? Who was in charge of that, guys? Who do you think made that decision?
I said it yesterday, Steve. I keep saying it. I don't know why we keep dismissing the head coach as the guy that pulls the trigger. I've never known an assistant to outrank the head coach. Right. That doesn't make sense to me. Dion is now the guy.
So who brought in Pat Shurmur?
Dion. Dion is good friends with Pat's father, and that was the hire. I mean, it's just real simple. Everybody that's associated with that program, even had Zimmer at one point. Dion had Zimmer, a legendary defensive guy who's now with the Cowboys again, back in the league where he belongs, in my opinion. He's a mentor of Dion's. Dion knows and keeps guys tight to his vest. I like that because you can't trust a lot of people in this business. So I see the hires that he made, but then there's guys that haven't really called it at this level either. And it's very, very different going from the NFL under your dad's tutelage to going to the college level and then having to run a situational program. And I mean situational, Steve, because of the father-son dynamic. It's very different. It's hard.
If Pat Shurmur suddenly went under center and handed the ball off, traditional ISO downhill running plays, toss, pitch, sweeps, you know what people would say? Because behind that offensive line, I don't think a lot of things are going to work against quality teams. They'd say, why is Shurmur not playing to Shadur's strengths?
Yeah.
Right.
But again,
Smitty actually said it yesterday because he's like, Shadur made the comment, the excuse when he brought up Raiola. Did he get hit that many times? Smitty kind of alluded, that's your excuse. You're making an excuse comparing yourself to the other quarterback.
Well, if Shadur has a problem with his offensive line talent, like put it in the suggestion box. Hey, head coach, what are you doing?
Right.
Again, look, I have no issues with Coach Prime, but I will say this. If I had a football coach, and thankfully Mario Cristobal, that's not you, said, well, I don't need to do home visits. Really? So you think you're going to recruit top 250 players not doing – he literally said, they just need to come to my home and see this could be you. Really? Really? That's lazy.
It ain't going to work.
You really think you're going to compete with the Texas.
They're gonna build a program. I'll tell you that. They're gonna build a
The
program.
Alabamas and the Ohio States by not doing home visits. Okay, let me know how that works out. Okay, so moving on. Got to be honest. He's half crouching tiger.
He wears some.
Dang, Steve.
He wears spandex.
Asian on Asian crime right now.
Steve, he wears spandex, Steve.
I mean, there's a lot of Notre Dame fans that want you to be Marcus fired, man. I've been listening to a lot of or certain Notre Dame content creators like Mike Goolsby, who played. The guy knows football. He's done. Not only is the honeymoon over, not only are they not just sleeping in separate beds. If Marcus Freeman was the husband, because it's always the husband, he'd be sleeping at the local Motel 6. And the Notre Dame fans, they want to call a divorce lawyer. It's one thing to lose to Marshall in year 1 and then a really bad Stanford team. But to lose in year 3 to a 38-point dog, unacceptable. But I'll say this. They have nobody outside that threatens anyone. There's no Rocket Ismail or Lake Dawson. There isn't. And I said this after week 1. They got to put the offense on the legs of Jadion Love or Jeremiah Love. He is a stud, but he needs to be fed because he's your best athlete, most consistent playmaker. But what did they think they were getting in Riley Leonard? Riley Leonard is not a natural arm talent that can consistently put the ball on guys, and he's coming off an injury. That is where I'm thinking you were not getting a great passer. You were getting a tough, hard-nosed athlete that could lead. You better play to his strengths. But again, they have the ball 2nd and 1 at about the 45. 4 minutes to go. I would have kept running the ball. They try a kill shot with the deep post that's underthrown, and the ball gets run. Me and Smitty looked at each other like, what the hell were they doing?
Right.
That ball needed to go right back. You move the chain, squeeze the clock. That's a bad play call and an even worse pass. But Marcus, you're on the clock now. You are. The Notre Dame fans want blood.
This is your segment. We're letting you cook. I love it. I got to ask you, though, like, who really thought Marcus Freeman was going to be good coach? I didn't.
Well, obviously Notre Dame, because look, I'm with you. Look, I don't think Notre Dame should ever be someone's first head coaching gig.
Me either.
I think it's a tough job. You're in such a fishbowl. There's expectations, and you have to win.
I think Brian Kelly lost 8 or 9 games in his entire career at Notre Dame.
He lost more than that because his first year they lost 4 or 5. Let me say one thing about Brian Kelly. Okay, I get it. You don't want to go up on a tower on a windy day with him in charge. However, the guy made at least 2 playoffs, and they played Alabama in the national title game, and they were generally always a top 10 team. And one thing Brian Kelly has done throughout his career, going all the way back to when he was at Cincinnati and beyond, he develops quarterbacks pretty consistently. Right. Too, yeah. And Marcus Freeman is a guy that's bright. He's personable. He's recruiting at a pretty high level. He better get himself a quarterback, and he better recruit more receivers that are twitchy and fast. Because if you want to be a team that can contend for a national title, got to have a little bit more speed. But why did they hire Marcus Freeman? Coach, in my view, it's because he's the antithesis of Brian Kelly. He's a younger, good-looking guy that probably does Pilates and obviously yoga and looking at the pants. And, like, he's a different space. Yeah, he's a good-looking guy. He's on the cover of magazines and
got some Udoka in him. He'll screw that.
Well, I think hopefully for his wife, hopefully not. But
through the front office.
But I'm just saying, like, he's a different type of personality, different persona, different feel. But again,
you broke this game down so eloquently, and I'm sitting there like you're really stressing like what they should have did late, and they should have did it. It was Northern Illinois. It shouldn't have been a discussion about nothing but take a knee.
Right. Well, there's still enough time.
That's a serious program, Steve.
Well, look, Ontario Brown was probably the one guy on Northern Illinois that would stress you. He had a really good game. He could probably get drafted. But I was impressed by Ethan Hampton at Northern Illinois. He was actually a better player than Riley Leonard. He made the passes that were available. He was very tough. He moved the chains. But again, if you look at the numbers, Notre Dame got outrushed and outpassed. There was nothing fluky about this victory. Okay? So,
Dave, how are they ranked 5th then? Is it all because of ABC and the television contract and the media propaganda?
ABC.
Like, is that all that we got out of their
well,
number?
look, Notre Dame's always habitually a little bit overrated, and because they went to Texas A&M and they won against an SEC team, there was probably an overvaluing of that win. I think that certainly played a part in it. And finally, guys, moving on. I have to say this because this unit cost this program a victory. The Boise State special teams, a punt return and then a kickoff return. That's 14 points in a game that you lose on a last play walk-off field goal, wiping out a heroic effort by the best running back in the country, Ashton Jeanty. I think Oregon has some deep problems that I don't know if they can fix this year. That offensive line, it is a downgrade from last year. There's something about that Oregon team that does not scream out top 5 the way I thought it would be. No. Ashton Jeanty, if you have not seen him, look him up. He is a guy that should be in the Heisman discussions, and it's a shame that their inability to stay in their lanes and surround the ball and just make routine tackles cost them, I think, maybe the biggest program victory that they ever had. So there you have it.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Strong list right there, Steve. I love it.
Get ready for Whitlock in about 5 minutes. We gotta touch on something. You'll be at the Palooza this weekend, right from Vegas. And there's a couple fights going on. What's going on and break it down this weekend. I know Berlanga and
Canelo, right?
That's Canelo. I mean, look, I think it's a mismatch. I don't know a single person picking Berlanga. Look, it's a fight that I watch because it's my job. But, you know, I'll be in Vegas, I think, on Thursday and Friday. And I'm coming back Saturday morning, probably to your place, JB. I'll be leaving at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm not staying for the fight. I don't really have any interest in it outside of my professional obligations. And then we'll probably watch the pay-per-view. And I'm not going to pay that much attention to the undercard. It is what it is. I mean, this week's edition of the 3 Knockdown Rule, Mario and I brought in Jim Lampley because he's working for ppv.com. And look, he was pretty blunt about it. He was as honest as he could be given his role. He said, this is not a fight that people wanted, but you never know what could happen. I mean, look, if Berlanga should somehow pull out the victory, it would probably be a bigger upset than Northern Illinois beating Notre Dame. Let's just put it that way.
Ooh,
it would be.
Really?
It'd be huge. No one has them.
Dave, it seems like you have just totally leaned and turned to football season, and that is your love and passion. We know both of those are. But football's got to be exciting. Miami this weekend, they play someone next to me's alma mater.
David Letterman,
we got to have some sort of wager. Smitty,
it's the game of the weekend, a game of the year.
Smitty's got to do something.
Listen.
He's got to eat beans.
Well, that game's at 12:30 ACC Network, so I'll definitely – look, I'm leaving Vegas Saturday around probably 6 o'clock because I think from your house to Vegas is, 3 hours, right?
Yeah, 3 at the most, yeah.
I think you guys are 35.5 points favorites right now. Ball State will cover.
They'll cover 36. Is it 36? What is that cover? I think it's 35
to 38, I thought. But, you know, we'll see. It'll be interesting to see if Miami can clean up their secondary. The FAMU game, they had a quarterback by the name of Daniel Richardson, pudgy little guy. The guy could play. The guy actually was a very accurate passer and could extend plays. And the secondary, they're going to have to work in, I think, a player or two that's a little bit faster than what we had out there. But, you know, Ball State, look, the MAC is to be respected. Every year or two, they pull off an upset. So they have this game, and then they play a tricky one, USF in Tampa. Guys, USF was right with Alabama to the last 7 minutes. Do not look at that final score and think that was a blowout.
Yeah.
That was actually a one-possession game going into the halfway mark of quarter number 4. So keep that in mind, and they play a tempo game. So Miami is going to have to be – that's a game that I'm a little bit leery of, that if they don't play their best game – USF's going to make that very difficult on September 21st.
Now, I hear you, but I feel like you're kind of overlooking your opponent this weekend. Focus on the task at hand. The goal week to week is to be 1-0. You're looking at USF already? when you got the Ball State Cardinals right in front of you? Let's make a bet. If Ball State gets the upset, Steve, will you come on this show next Tuesday with a Ball State shirt on? Yes or no?
Probably not. I don't do those bets. I don't wear anything else but Miami stuff. I don't. I hate that shit. I don't make bets. I just like that guy that's supposed to eat shit out of a red Solo cup. He still has not been found. He needs to be brought to justice. But
find him.
I don't make those bets because I'm like, I don't want to wear other teams' shit.
He's been found.
I have not seen any evidence of him resurfacing online.
What was his name? Noel 123?
321 Noel.
321 Noel. We need to put an APB out on him because we got to do an update on that with that video that you had that went pretty big. We got to find out where he is.
Yeah, where is he? I mean, has he been spotted at a game? Is there a bounty out for him? Is there an APB?
I mean, Epstein Island? I have no idea.
This is very, very dishonorable behavior that I'm witnessing.
Yeah.
It's
I don't respect it.
Seems like it's par for the course for the Florida State team that all owes Kirk Herbstreit a fucking apology today.
Yeah, I mean, so Florida State, by the way, they play Memphis. That's not a gimme.
Memphis
not a gimme.
And Norvell going back home. Norvell going back where he got his first head gig.
And again, I don't want to upset anybody, but Memphis has a quarterback advantage in that game. I'll just leave it at that.
Ooh, shit.
Yes, they do.
Shit.
They do.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Another game we're going to talk about on Thursday or whatever day you can make it back is Colorado State, Colorado. We're going to dive into that.
Yeah, look, I'm going to be leaving Thursday afternoon to Vegas. This is kind of a short in and out. I'll be with you guys. There's a couple. You know what game, believe it or not, that I am going to focus in on. It'll be on one of your screens at the Coach JB Touchdown Cigar Bar and Lounge. Is Missouri against BC.
That's a
BC
good game.
can win this game.
They're
Look
really
out. Good. BC's another pain in the ass because they shortened the game.
Yeah.
Thomas Castellanos is kind of like a knockoff Kyler Murray. They have a good set of running backs led by Trayshawn Ward. And defensively, BC, I'm going to go Roddy White here. They have a lot more team speed than usual. Wink, wink. In other words, 2 less white guys than normal. So, by the way, Roddy White said something about how bad the offensive line was for some team yesterday. And I said, well, Roddy, do they need a couple more white guys? Didn't get a reply from him.
I saw that. Hey, you know what? The middle lamp at the Football Palooza has
Good job, Coach.
Been put up. It's taped up right now, but it's been put up for you.
Game ball, Coach. That was a good job.
You
made a huge difference. No one wants to sit at the 50-yard line and have a pole right in front of them. You're like, what's this shit?
Makes no sense.
It opened up everything. I was like, wow, look at this.
Yeah. Apologize for my early departure. I was quite intoxicated.
Don't worry about it. You weren't missed. As long as the TV screens were on, we were good. Plus, you had Peacock, so we could watch Boise State, Oregon.
All we needed, Steve.
We needed. Hey, Steve, good luck on Whitlock and Fearless, and we'll see you Thursday.
See you Thursday. Thanks a lot, guys.
Later. Smitty, I mean, we just go through all the show. We go through gas. We don't sit down. I like the layout, though. I like being higher.
I feel like we just feel professional. It feels like a serious show now. I feel like, this feels like, I like.
We got to fix this because you're in my view, but I'm not.
Move your camera to the side. That's
I don't like that.
Bad coaching.
Yeah,
your camera's in the middle. Move it to the right.
I don't like that.
Move to the right now.
I just don't like you in my view.
Move to the right now. I don't want to be in your view either. I don't want to be next to you.
Try that out, baby.
Oh. My arm's so big, see?
That's kind of how it is, though. Both of us are about right there.
Your arm ain't in mine. Your arm is so little.
Nah. See that?
But yours just so soft and flabby. My shit is different, So that's good. I like that. Looks good though, man. The cameras is good, and this is our highest viewed episode in the studio. You always say in studio the views are kind of off, probably because you have the shitty cameras that you invested in. So now that we got the clear cut, high quality cameras, the views are up. So shout out to y'all. Make sure you hit that like button right now. And make sure, even more importantly, you go to winnable.com/slappicks, SLAPPICKS right now and join in a premium program. Pushing P, go to winnable.com/slappicks, PPICKS right now. Join us. We put exclusive boat content on there. Never seen before footage from the Cigar Lounge. and we putting our bets on there as well. So join that right now, Slack Dick Nation.
Hey, baby, can we go to the whiteboard for a quick segment, ad-lib segment? Because I want to teach you guys what Tennessee is doing on offense real quick. And I just don't know if any of you really know what it means, what they're really doing. And I think I can really say that I was the first one to do it.
You think so?
I know so. That's why Chip Kelly and I don't get along.
You're the first one that's
First
ever
one to
done
run
it.
smart splits, yes.
No one's in the history of the game ever done it.
No.
Bear Bryant.
No.
Saban.
No.
Who else?
No.
Nobody. Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer will tell you I started it. Huh? And we're going to get him on the show because Josh Booty tomorrow, we got a new proud sponsor as well. Him and Urban Meyer have a tequila line, and we're going to put the tequila bottle right here.
We're going to drink it. We ain't going to just put it there. We're going to drink it.
Hey, let's take a quick break. We got to piss. We got to move a car. We got to do a lot of ghetto shit, even though we got a beautiful setup right now. We're going to upgrade still more and more as we go. But
I'm starving right now.
BPS. We're going to take a quick 3-minute break. I'm going to come back on the whiteboard. I and the Sky Don't Lie and break down the Tennessee offense with Nico. And then we're going to go back to my overall takeaways from the NFL Week 1. And Smitty and I will debate Tyreek Hill's arrest.
Discuss.
And video.
Discuss Tyreek Hill. There's no debate.
We'll be back in 3 minutes. What time did we start the show 4 years ago? What time are we doing it? How long? 4 years ago? I don't know.
It's pandemic. It was.
It was before COVID, homie. What do you mean? COVID had shit yet, homie.
Hey, look at that.
What is that?
I was 16 right? I didn't lost 30 pounds. I didn't lost 30 pounds.
People say that shit hard.
That's my ball thing.
And climbing.
That was a cat picture. I gotta find it. What's going on? You got the man, that Big Smitty, man. We got JB in the building. My man Spree. Roy in behind the 1 and 2 with the camera. And welcome to the Coach JB Show. Big Smitty live in the fucking cigar lounge. What you doing, JB? What you got going on?
Drinks, I'm like a bitch in this motherfucker.
JB ain't got no AEs, y'all. He been talking about this all week. I got all the lows and all the AEs. There ain't not that AE in here. Come on now.
It's been on swole. I can't wear this color shirt. You know what I'm saying? My man blows the Beyonce on me.
Big Smitty, Trail,
Shit.
JB.
I lived the wrong end, y'all. We turned up, y'all. It's all good. Players fuck up. I lit the wrong side. I cut the wrong side.
Ah, damn. This motherfucker's drunk already.
I just smoked other cigars. I've never done this before in my life. I'm nervous. I don't know why this shit ain't hit.
Nervous.
Wow.
No, take that off. Because you don't smoke it that way. Throw that out.
I can't wait till cigar.
Now I gotta stop 3,000 cigars for this motherfucker. I'm the guy that has to do everything around the moment. I'm carrying the whole fucking squad.
I got it right now. I like this side though, JB.
Yeah. Yeah.
17. But you can't have the big boy. Everybody stop playing with me. I don't smoke like that though. Everybody know that.
Yeah, my mother's smoking cigar.
I am not married. You are.
How you a leader of me?
Because I'm not married.
You fuck everything.
Yeah, you do.
Short S tier motherfucking D.
Short, fat, everything ain't tall. Short, fat, skinny, and tall. I fuck them all. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, you did get hot before that deal after that.
That happened.
That's what happened.
I was with you. Yeah. Can you reshare the story though? Everybody knows
Everything with him.
Reshare the story, please, about the.
I mean, I was trying to take this motherfucker to his house, and for 3 hours, we could not make a right turn. So we kept making a left-hand turn on everything.
It probably went 3 hours, but it's at least like 30 minutes.
Right.
Let's go.
It
was a long time. Motherfucker, all we can do is laugh, homie.
Smitty, I'm gonna tell you right now, his front door was where that TV is.
Right.
And this is the street. And you're in the right side passenger.
Yeah.
I'm right here. I'm driving where he is.
One-way street.
You're straight. Alright? He's me, you're him.
Yes.
That's his door. That's his door.
One-way street.
Right here.
It's a one-way street.
Right.
We driving right here.
Yeah.
We do not stop to get out and go in that door. He kept going and making a left and getting out on the main street and kept going all the way around the block.
Y'all saw the house.
Saw the house. His door's right there.
He couldn't see me stop after he motherfucker hit.
That one without the switch and you drive to the
He
hill.
couldn't drive, homie, so he looked at me, I looked at him, his motherfucking eyes, his blood stopped raining, his head started falling back on the seat. He couldn't even hold his motherfucking head up.
I wouldn't hire you, the motherfucker said.
Yeah.
He said,
no, first of all, we ate 2 gallons of Baskin Robbins, homie.
No.
Gallons.
At first, we had the chocolate chip cookies.
That's what
we dropped this girl off at work. She had a bag of chocolate chip cookies. We don't smoke.
Drop it off at work.
I'm like, man, you know I love chocolate chip cookies, don't I? Man, give me that shit. That shit ain't gonna do nothing.
Pretty me telling you that I only fucked the strippers, I think, at one point.
Yeah.
My baby mama.
Chad, you fuck with a lot of bad bitches. I ain't gonna even front on that shit.
That was 30, 40 years ago.
He's still, yeah.
And O's brought to you by the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. Listen, real quick, I'm going to dive into Tennessee and what they do offensively, and I'm also going to dive into what, if I get out of this, let's see, boom, 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 boom. All right, man. Is that gone? All right, I'm going to dive into Tennessee and Nico, what they're doing offensively. It's called smart splits. We called them nerd splits when I was young coming up. All right? So we said T, 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 T. You know what that stands for? Tight to the technique. Ooh, I'm going to kill you with this right here because you're not ready. Let me get you the red pen real quick. Boom. Let me get with the red. Tight to the technique, all right? So let me break this down for you guys real quick. So let's say there's a nose guard tilted in the shade. So guess what? Inside of him, we have a tight technique. That's our guard. So those two guard and center are now 6 inches to the tight technique. So we can get a natural double team. The right tackle now has nobody inside of him. So guess what he does? 4-foot split. He's a 4-foot split. Exactly what Tennessee's doing. Now, our left guard is always 2 feet because he knows he will not have anybody inside of him. Guess what? That's a 3 technique where Big Smitty played. Then we got a tackle who's, guess what? 6 inches because he is tight to the technique. Guess what they have here? Natural double. Guess what he has? What we call a rail block for the Mike linebacker. Now we got 2 double teams to the backer, 2 double teams to the backer, and we got a rail block so we can read the defensive end. We got a clear mesh, and now guess what we do offensively with our receivers? We take our wide receivers. Here's the hashes, okay? Here's the numbers. We take our wide receivers, and we put them between the numbers and the sideline, okay? And then we take our slot receiver, and we split the difference between the receiver and our tackle. This is all called smart splits, nerd split, because nerd means smart. So that is why you see Nico and the Tennessee Vols spread across the entire field using every single piece of landscape they possibly can. And then we have the receivers over here as well. And now our defense is spread out all over the place. Now our offense can get into the gun, Nico in the back, and look at the lanes of opportunity. What does it also do? Look at the passing lanes. So ask Smitty as a D lineman, can you run a game from this fucking split?
No.
No. So guess what? Less balls batted down, less pressure. I can't blitz, and if you do blitz, I can see you blitzing. So now we can ID the mic, change it up. We can slide the protection, or we can just throw hot to wide receivers that are across the field using the landscape and the demographic completely to what it was designed to do. So between the numbers and the hash, numbers and hash, and then that's what a smart split O-line does. And that's what Nico and Tennessee's doing. That's what I did way back in 2005, and that is why Chip Kelly don't like me. But listen, let's dive into Colorado real quick. But what does JB know segment real quick? Let's dive into that. All right, Smitty. University of Colorado came out in Nebraska. 8 of the first 9 snaps and 10 personnel. All right, 10 personnel. That means what?
1 back, no tight ends.
And this is the look you got. That is what they came out in 8 of 9 plays. What does this do to defenses?
Pass. I'm thinking, but see, when I was at Ball State, we're making a blue call, a sky call. It basically means hey, we going. It's pass rush. We're peeling back, widening our stance, getting ready to get after the quarterback. That's the mindset.
Yes, and we got a free safety, okay? So this is what they were coming out in, and Nebraska was coming back and just pinning their ears back. We're going to go pass rush. Our Mike had the running back locked. Our Sam Backer was playing a little bit of quarters trap. These guys are reading the coverage. So if they got a flat threat, he would trigger. If he didn't get a flat threat, he carried. And guess what? That's why he got a pick 6 on Shador later in the game. Because when we're in 3-by-1 and all we run is vertical, and put this guy in harm's way throwing the football versus a 6- and 7-man box. Guess what it does? It creates mismatch problems for the offense because Tony White now is on defense like, well, shit, they have no running game, they have no running threats, and they don't have a tight end. And JB's about to break down what a tight end would do to the Nebraska defense if they would have put him in. All right? 10 personnel, we already know what it does. You add a tight end, and guess what? You go from this, okay? You go from that to this.
6 technique.
So guess what it does? Creates a gap. It allows the offensive line to do different things. It doesn't allow the defense to stay in the same defense. But when we're in 10 personnel without that, we can dictate to you on offense what we do. Offensive coordinators should dictate to the defense what we want to do. You don't get to dictate to us what we do, but we're in 10 personnel as Colorado is. They're getting dictated to by Tony White. So if we added a tight end to the game, it allows us to do so much more. And if we added another tight end in the game and got into some other formations and stay in the gun. JB, I'm a gun guy. Stay in the gun. But guess what it would do? It would change the entire game. You can get a different front. You can do different things. Now I can go and reach and run you. Guess what? I can head this back. And look at this. We can do other things in the run game that'll set up Shador Sanders' pass game. So you heard it here first, Coach JB, but what do I know? Right.
We are back. That was beautiful, JB. I always say this every single time you do it. That's my favorite segment, my favorite moments of the show. When you go to the big board, when we draw up plays, it takes me back to being a player in the locker room. And I know there's players in here, former players in here in our chat who played the game. I'm sure they feel the same way. And then you got people who didn't play the game, who are getting real education. Are you hot, JB, or what? I told you it was hot in here. You need some paper towel? Why people don't leave? Y'all don't sweat, do you?
Not really. We don't sweat unless we're fucking.
Like, y'all hot, but y'all don't sweat. Oh, y'all sweat when y'all fucking?
Yeah, we do.
We sweat a lot when we fucking. Black people do.
When we fuck a sister, though.
Cause you can't tell me God ain't real.
Yeah.
You can't tell me God ain't real. JB said he was hot, he was sweating, and out of nowhere, boom, AC kicked on.
Not too loud either. Can't even hear it.
Hallelujah. God
Shout
is
out
good.
to everybody, man. We do that football Eye in the Sky Don't Lie. We'll get the film going. We'll be doing that as well on Sundays on the Best NFL pregame show as well. Look, you got to see what we do. Smart splits. I've been doing that shit for a long, long time. Colorado on offense just isn't using the tight end set, Smitty. They're really making themselves predictable. And I know Smitty, Bailey and I got into a debate yesterday, and I would love to do it with Matt. The problem is when you're this embedded in 10 personnel and throwing the football for your quarterback who you want to be the Heisman.
Right.
You can't just go to 11 personnel, 12 personnel, because what it does, Smitty, and I could do it another segment on the board, it changes the front. Remember, guys, every time you change the offensive formation, it changes the front on defense.
Right.
If I add a tight end, guess what it does? I either tough look it with a Sam backer, or we widen the D end out in a 9
or
and
6,
put the Sam
maybe.
inside.
Yep.
It changes the front. Guess what it does to your O-line? It changes the protections. Now I have to learn an entirely new protection scheme, not only from the quarterback level, which I don't think Shador really has a grasp on the protections, but it does for the O-line. The O-line has to understand now, oh, shit, I have to change up and slide this way, Ringo, or Lucy, or whatever it may be because the front changes. You have to understand every time we change an offensive formation, if we go from 20 personnel, it changes the front. If we go to 10 personnel, it changes the front. If we go to 11 personnel, it changes the front. So you have to understand, you can't just go to something you've never done and that you're not very good at. Because guess what? You still have to scout the team you're playing, Smitty. I still have to scout Colorado State this week. How am I going to put a new offense in and still scout and put together a plan for Colorado State?
Not enough time, not enough hours, literally.
And you don't have, I don't know when their bye is. Bailey and Matt don't know better than, I don't know when their bye is, but a bye week, you add wrinkles, Smitty. You add trick plays. You add special teams corrections, and you add some kickoff return juice. You do some other things, but you can't just go to something you're not. You can't just jump into 12 personnel when you really aren't a 12 personnel team. Like, let's be honest. I know Bailey was telling me a story offline. He played with a couple guys there that in high school, and they're not really guys. And so you got tight ends that really aren't tight ends, and they're really just bodies. But guess what? I've always had tight ends, Smitty, that weren't tight ends. You know what I did? They still create a gap when you put them on the line of scrimmage.
Right.
They still create a gap.
Just put them there.
Still try to run the football.
Yep.
Still try to run the football, even if you can't. I would rather have a different game plan up front if I'm Colorado by changing the formation than I would by just keeping the same shit. What is it? What is that? You know,
that's the definition of insanity right there. Doing the same thing, expecting a different result. And I don't know how it is on offense, but I understand what you're saying. Like, you only got so many hours within the week to prepare for your opponent, to add in new wrinkles and plays, but you can't change the entire system of who you are. The only time we would do that on defense is if we had to play Army. That was the only time where it's completely different defense. Forget everything you've learned for this 1 week. It was extremely hard, but we did make it happen for that situation. But I don't know if offense could do the same. It's a little different for offense.
Hey, Bailey gave bye week for the Colorado is October 5th and November 2nd.
Okay.
If you wait till then to try to install an entire offense, your season could be over.
Right, it's right.
So you have to do it little by little. Like if I was going to install something, I would install a formation or something, but I've already done it in spring and fall and summer ball. I've already done it. So they know, they're at least familiarized with, okay, we can add this at any time.
Right.
If you've never done it and that's not your identity, Smitty, I'm not going to just go in there and say, all right, listen, guys, we're going to go to 12 personnel team. We're going to run this. We're going to be a stretch zone, outside zone, and power pin and pull team. And we're going to add 2 tight ends to the game to protect Shador, blah, blah, blah. these guys are going to look at each other like, what the fuck? And then you're going to see a front change. And now the guys on defense have to get cards out. And now I got to card a whole nother defense. What I think Colorado State will run against it because we ain't seen it.
Right.
So now I got to prep what I think Colorado State's going to come out in 12 personnel. You can't do it. There's too many nuances. There's too much to do. And listen, unless Shermer in Colorado is holding something we don't know, and they have it in their bag, and they've been practicing it, then kudos to them. But I just find that hard to believe based on what I've seen through 2 weeks. They're a 10 personnel team, Smitty. That's what they do. That's where they live. They want to get the ball to Hunter, and they want to get the ball to Horn, and they want to get the ball out of Shadur's hands quickly. And I don't believe Shadur can get rid of the ball quickly, and I don't believe their O-line's good enough. And I don't think you can add 2 tight ends to a bad O-line and expect them to go from a 2-point stance to putting their hand in the dirt and get into a 3-point stance and try to double team Darnell Smith every single play. It just doesn't happen overnight. I'm telling you, it's a mentality. It's not a fucking opportunity. So I'm just throwing that out there.
That's real, JB. That's real.
Smitty, let's dive into
who we got next.
Well, I wanted to finish my biggest takeaways, and I won't go through every single game, Bailey. I just go through a couple games real quick for what we've seen through the NFL Week 1. I've already broke down a few of those games.
So many storylines.
I thought Josh Allen came back and performed like Superman towards the end, got him that win. The Jets last night, they better get a win in Tennessee. Bailey's Titans are going to hopefully. It's going to be interesting. I think the Jets defense will have to play better. They're going to they're going to get a deer in headlights and Will Levis. I'm just going to be honest. And I think the Jets better. I'm going to tell you, if they don't dominate, I'm going to be really skeptical and say I'm going to lean on the fact that this could be a bad nucleus in New York. And Saleh's job's on the line right now already. And I hate to say it, but we already know. We put these guys' jobs on the line every single week in this business. We just talked about Ty Pantwer and Freeman, what he's on. We talked about all these guys. Robert Saleh has probably been on the hot seat, and now he's even more so because they just didn't look like they had a plan last night, and that had to be my biggest takeaway. Other than that, the Rams-Lions, 2 good teams in the NFC to compete with the Niners, I hope. The Eagles, we'll see with the Packers, 2 more good, formidable teams in the NFC, I thought. Those teams right there, Lions, Rams, Niners, Eagles, you add those teams, Smitty, with who we still don't know too much about yet. We don't know about the Bears. We saw what they did. We're not going to be too impressed with them. But if we go to the NFC South, Cowboys dominated a good Browns roster. So the Cowboys are in the discussion already, but the Cowboys are always in the discussion, Smitty, early. So Dak Prescott signed, CeeDee Lamb signed. Michael Parsons probably next. He came out yesterday, said he wants to stay. So my biggest takeaways are the usual suspects are pretty usual through week 1, and that's including the Bengals, who Jeff Nadu broke down eloquently. Slow starters. The Bengals and Joe Burrow are slow starters, and that's a big, big eye-opening thing when we see sit-ins and sit-outs on a daily basis, and you guys expect them in your fantasy leagues to dominate week 1 when Jamar Chase didn't practice all summer long. T. Higgins has been out all summer long. The Bengals have problems. No Mixon. The O-line, he got sacked again 5 more times. The O-line, his wrist, he throw in Burrow's wrist, Smitty. There are major concerns in the Zach Taylor Bengals locker room. I'm just going to tell you.
I wonder is the AFC North as strong as we thought. That's actually one of my biggest takeaways going right now is, there's only one team that won, the Steelers, and they won in the ugly matchup, but they found the way. Ravens lost. Obviously, I thought it was a good game against the Chiefs, but they still lost. The Bengals got upset. So, we'll see. Time will tell, like I always say, but after 1 week, that's probably one of my biggest takeaways.
Yeah. So let's dive into this Tyreek Hill. It's blown up all over the internet. His videos come out. I got a strong take on it. I'd love to get yours. Listen.
Let's show the video for people who haven't seen it yet, or for the audio listeners who haven't seen it.
One can we show the first one, Bailey, that showed him getting pulled over and why, so we can get context as to why. I've heard many rumors. He was going over 100 miles an hour in a 55. We will see that to start off with. I just want to see. I think this is the video right here. Holy shit. That was him that just blurred by right there with cones out. Just so we're clear, cones usually tell you something's going on, people. I don't know if you are familiar, but look at this bike has to move now to catch him. And he ain't caught him. Let's be honest.
They're a block from the stadium, from what I've been told.
A block from the stadium, you're going 100 miles an hour. So let's be clear here. Let's just so I'm
the stadium, like from what I've been told, from people who've been
breaking news.
Right
by the way. Breaking news, by the way. Michelle, our beautiful lawyer extraordinaire, will be on tomorrow's show to talk about this. So I'm just throwing that out there. Just got a text. She'll be on the show tomorrow.
Let me see.
To talk about this, okay? She'll be on the show tomorrow to talk about this. And I'm just telling you right now, she'll break this down. Number one, speeding at 100 miles an hour is a felony in most states. If you crack 100, it's a felony and it's arrestable offense. You can go to jail for that offense. You'll probably be released that day, but you could possibly go to jail by law.
We understand that.
We'll bring her on tomorrow.
We've all sped.
First of all, then anytime there's cones in present areas,
right by the stadium,
it's a double fine, just so we're clear. And he's absolutely breaking the law going that fast in those quarters, by the way, in those quarters. And listen, number one, come on, man. No race baiters out here, okay?
Well, can we show the? Are we gonna show everything? We'll show this.
We'll show both. But I just want to be clear. Okay, go ahead. We'll wait for you. Go ahead. Let's show the actual arrest.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Like what? Why do you have it up? Hey, keep your window down.
Right here. My bad, baby. Right here, Smitty. Where are you at? He rolled his window down and handed him his ID. So he pulled his window back up after he said some slick shit, and he said, "What do you want?" And rolled his window up on him. To me, dog, listen. First of all, these are Puerto Rican and Cuban cops. Okay, Let's be honest here. Cuban, Puerto Rican cops. If you know anything about them, growing up in any type of neighborhood like L.A., Miami, New York, they don't fuck around. They don't play. They're not the average white boy that's just kind of cool or an asshole. You don't really know what the white boy cop's going to be. These Puerto Ricans and Cubans don't fuck around. I'm just going to keep it real. So don't bring race into this. I don't even want to involve race into this conversation. But unless Smitty debates it and says there's a reason why, we'll debate it. But I just want to be clear as far as the cops. They are not white. They are Cuban and Puerto Ricans. They do not fuck around. I've never ran into one yet, Smitty, that fucks around. I don't know if you have. And I've ran into some asshole cops, white, black, and brown. So I'm just being clear. I've ran into some cool white, brown, and black cops. I just want to be clear. Smitty and I say both things to be true. I want to be clear here, though. It is a blackout tinted window, okay? So for all you lawyers in the room that says you do not have to keep your window rolled down is a fallacy. Because when your window is blacked out, you do have to keep it down if the officer requires you or requests you to keep it down. Because you are now a threat to the officer. You do understand you are a threat to this officer with blacked out windows, correct? I've already spoke to a lawyer. I've asked if I'm correct when I'm speaking. So I do know what the fuck I'm saying on this one. If it wasn't blacked out, he could have rolled his window up, which is crazy to me still. I still think I could still fuck around and find a strap. But anyway, that is what the guy did. And I know there's about 30 of you lawyers in the room right now. You're not lawyers, so stop. So I'm just want to be clear. Why did he just not? And I hate to use this word comply because I've seen guys comply and get shot growing up.
Glad you said that.
And I've seen all this comply shit. Let's be real, though. This isn't a guy that acts like he doesn't have a bunch of felonies already in conviction.
We're talking about this one situation, JB. Let's not look at the history of everything.
No, you have to look at history.
I don't think so.
You can't look at.
I don't think we'll judge this fairly then if we're judging what he's did in the past. I think we got to look at this for what it is in this individual situation. You asked me how do I feel about that. I would have kept my window down. When I get pulled over, when I've gotten pulled over,
which by the way is complying.
Yeah, when I've gotten pulled over, I've done everything in my power.
You've seen things.
Everything in my power to make sure I'm good. But let me ask you this, JB. Let me ask you this. Have we ever thought about the why? Why do I have to be perfect when I get pulled over. Why is that the case? Instead of us blaming the person who's getting pulled over and saying, why the hell did you talk back? Why'd you get smart? Why'd you do this? Why do I feel like I have to be perfect when I get pulled over? Okay. Because I'm that nervous that if I say one wrong thing, if I move one wrong way, my life gonna end.
Okay, can I flip it on you? And
yes, you can.
If you were a cop, who gets
trained cop, right?
Trained cop,
right?
But also we're trained cops also that take fire all the time.
Yeah,
especially in neighborhoods.
When needed.
And if you're a wife, daughter, or husband of those cops, you would also be thinking on that side of things. Okay, don't you think I need to be on pins and needles in this era, on this earth, in this job description that I possess? I have to go in and save, protect, and supposedly I got to protect, serve, and do things that I'm called upon. 911 calls, and I'm gonna be the first one as an EMS provider. I'm gonna be there for emergency services to get there, and I'm probably taking some sort of gunfire, right, or some sort of harm's way, right? So if I'm asking you to flip the coin, where are you at with that? Because last I checked, us civilians aren't cops, dog. We're not law. The law dictates what we do. The cops didn't write the law, Smitty. They enforce it.
Right.
Guess what we're supposed to do, as you just eloquently stated?
Abide by the law.
Abide by it, homie.
Of course.
Why is it so hard? And by the way, why does it always find Tyreek Hill? Like, why does it always find Tyreek Hill? I'm just trying to throw that out there. It doesn't find a lot of other people. It seems to always find him.
Nah, he shouldn't have been speeding. There's not even an argument on that. If you're speeding, you get pulled over.
But let me ask you guys something.
That's what it is.
I just want to spin it one way and get your take, because I'm interested to get your take on this. The people in the chat on Twitter last night when I posted, I go, it's always someone else's fault. That's all I wrote. And the people that defend Tyreek Hill is what's wrong with this country, in my opinion. I could be off. But let me break down why. This cop makes maybe $50,000 to $90,000 a year.
Yep.
50 to 90 grand a year. Okay, I make more than that on fucking Cameo. I'm just throwing this out there. I make more doing fucking draft videos like this than this guy out here protecting you does in a year.
Right.
And we're defending a guy who's worth $200 million in Tyreek Hill, because he can't fucking abide by the law and do what the simple people out here in America are supposed to do. And guess what? We feel sorry for the guy making $200 million and not the guy making $90K protecting your family.
What the money got to do with it? What the money got to do with it, JB, in this situation? At the end of the day,
why are you defending a celebrity? Why are you defending a celebrity?
I don't give a fuck if it was Tyreek, Bareek, or Lyreek. In my opinion, and we haven't showed the rest of the video. I'm sure we will here in a second.
Tyreek don't give a fuck.
I don't have a problem. That's cool. I don't give a fuck about him individually. I'm talking about the situation because it's bigger than him. It's a bigger problem than just Ty. It's a bigger problem than just Tyreek. Yeah, of course. I agree with you 100%. That's what I'm saying. That video could have been anybody in the chat. I would feel the same way. You don't. That was excessive force after this point, which we haven't showed the video. You don't need to fucking. You handcuffed them, threw them out, threw them on the ground. If I'm not mistaken, I've seen the video, and if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. But there's a rule. I thought he got kicked. Somebody kicked him. I'm pretty sure I saw somebody kick him. Okay, he got kicked while he's handcuffed on the ground.
Because he said some slick shit. Watch.
JB, hold on. You're making an excuse for the cop right now. You said, so the man who's handcuffed on his chest on the ground.
No, he's standing up. He was standing up when he got
He's
kicked.
handcuffed, put like that, with 4 or 5 cops around him.
Yeah.
He said verbally some slick shit. There's no law that says you can't say something. I know that. Ain't no law you can't talk shit. So since I said some slick shit, me as the officer, I have the right to physically harm you. I have the right to kick you because I'm in my feelings because I'm mad about whatever I'm mad about. So now I get hit. That's why I the video.
Hey, keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Give me that. Get out of the car. Give me that. We'll break that freaking window. Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now.
We tell you to do something, you do it. You understand?
I'm getting out.
You understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you. You're a little fucking confused.
I'm getting out, bro.
Too late.
Chill,
Too late.
All right, bro. Take me to jail, bro. Do what you gotta do, bro.
We are. We will.
Good, bro.
It is good.
Hey.
Don't worry about it. I hung up the phone. You stop crying.
Bro. Y'all.
Don't move.
Good. Just set him up.
Why y'all beating on my window like y'all crazy for? Damn, bro.
So they didn't beat on your window because they were crazy. See, that's the shit y'all buy into in the chat, homie. He had the window opportunity to keep it down like he did. He rolled it up, and then he got banged on. Stop fucking adding these narratives, dog. You watched the clip just like I did. So you're going to listen to Tyreek Hill go on CNN last night and straight out lie and tell you motherfuckers that he got his window banged on. No, he didn't. His window was down. He rolled it up. Then they knocked. Go watch the fucking video. It's not a lie.
None of that matters. Fuck a window,
a
window, a car. No, I'm not. I'm saying I don't care if they did bang on his window. That don't matter to me. Once he opened his door and he's turning out there, in my opinion, we can disagree. That's cool. That's why we on this show. I don't believe all this shit is going on right now for a damn speeding violation. Yeah. It's fucking warranted. It ain't like the man had like a warrant for like a warrant for his arrest for something, and you've been spying on him, and you thought this guy could be dangerous. And then too, and this, I'm not gonna say people should get special privileges. I'm not going to say that, but I am gonna say this though. You got context matters, common sense matters. You're down the street from the fucking stadium. I saw another video too. I don't know if you heard it in this one, where one of the cops was like, "Hey, that's Tyreek Hill." So, like, my point is, you know this Tyreek Hill.
Don't let me. No. All right. I want you to cook. But did they know who it was when they pulled him over when he blew by him? I don't think so.
No, pull him over. I'm not saying pull him over. Everybody.
No, I'm saying when the car flew by, did they know it was
No way. But once the window went down, you know you in Miami.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. You know it's Tyreek. So my point is, all right, damn. Like,
he was cool when he rolled it down.
No. But what I'm saying is, hold on. What I'm saying is, again, use common sense. I'm not saying be naive and this loosey-goosey, but also understand that, like, fucking more than likely, I got common sense. 9.5 times out of 10, this motherfucker's not a threat. He ain't got no fucking, he ain't about to shoot out. He ain't about to, again, is it a small chance this is a fucking NFL player who's clearly going to the Miami Dolphins stand for a game? Could he possibly start a shootout, this motherfucker, and swing? He could. Everything's possible. But use your common sense. As an officer, I'm like, all right, that's Tyreek Hill. Still do your thing. Give him a ticket. Do all that fair and game. But to snatch him out the car, you throw him on the ground, handcuff you. The motherfucker talking shit. You saw Tyreek talking shit. The cops talking shit too. I'm still okay, cool, and I'm still a grown ass man too, though. In the day, and of course, but
we all from the hood, homie.
Of course,
this ain't nothing new.
Of course, but why are you telling Tyreek to just act like a bitch and just sit there? Because I know you wouldn't do that. I know you wouldn't do that.
But listen, here's the thing.
You ain't let nobody do that to you, JB. Cop or not?
I think you're very narrow-minded on this subject, right?
Talk to me then.
Because if a dude rolls by in Miami, you all act like these cops have the simplest jobs to do. You act like a motherfucker going 100 miles an hour in Miami, which is infested with gangs, dope, foreigners, Cubans, all the drug cartel, and everything else. This motherfucker flies by. The cop turns around and goes after this motherfucker, not knowing that he's Tyreek Hill.
Of course.
Then the man rolls his window down, gives him his ID. Now the cop says, all right, it's Tyreek Hill. Guess what? The window was down. He complied at that moment. Then he talks shit and rolls the window up. Now, guess what, homie? You've triggered the cop. So what? I don't understand how you defend that guy, but not the normal Joe. Let's just say it was a guy in a McLaren, just a regular motherfucker flying by. What was the difference? There's no difference, Smitty. Why are we making this about a celebrity being treated different when you and I and the homies could have had this happen to us and have happened to us every single day?
And it's not right.
Why are we giving this
right in that situation either, homie? I'm telling you, bigger.
But why are you so worried about this entitled baby ass fucking shitbird?
This is the example we have, JB. That's why. If we had the same video, okay, well, put them on here and we'll talk about it. But this is the recent news. I don't give a fuck about Tyreek.
You and I have a million of these that we can go back in our mind, and we don't have on film, and we can say this ain't shit. This ain't shit. So, hey, Trail, this is shit in the East Side, homie. Get the fuck out of here. See, y'all motherfuckers projecting the chat, homie. This ain't nothing different than anything we grew up doing and seeing. Come on, man. You guys are giving a motherfucker a pass.
No, I agree with you. Let me calm down. I agree with you. It ain't different, but that's the problem. As a cop, I'm not saying you don't have an extreme.
You act like his job's easy.
No.
Like this motherfucker.
That was my next line. I'm not saying the officer they have extremely hard jobs. I'm aware of that. I can't imagine the mindset you have day to day going out there because you do deal with some craziness on every single day. You're risking your life. I respect officers. I understand all that. But again, you are a trained officer that chose that profession. If all you're gonna do is move with a fear-based mentality and be overly aggressive with people every single time when you pull them over and situations happen, then what makes you different than anybody else? I can do that. If I walk around with fear and I'm scared and I can move around aggressively and pull a gun out or grab you, throw you down on the ground, but you're supposed to be better than that. You're supposed to be a trained professional. You're supposed to be at a different level to where you understand when to be aggressive, when not to be, when to pull my strap out, when not to pull it out. I would expect you to be better in that knowledge in that situation.
Yeah, black tinted windows, homie.
That's
Anybody
your
can grab
job,
a
homie.
Homie, then roll down your window so I can see your hands.
So when the door popped open and the motherfucker was right there with nothing, you telling me they didn't, like, come on, homie.
So hold on. So I get to renege and re-step my fact that I told you to roll your window down. You disagreed and did not comply, and now I got to pull you out your car. Now I can go.
No, you don't have to pull me out the car.
Now I can go back to say, oh, okay. Well, since I told you to open your window, you didn't. I've opened your door now. Now I'll be nice to you again because I can see your hands. Come on, homie. You act like
I didn't say be nice. I'm saying you don't have to throw a motherfucker on the ground and handcuff him.
Listen.
For a speeding violation, homie, at the end of the day.
It's not just speeding violation.
You sped last week, homie. I didn't sped before. Everybody tried to sped.
It's not a speeding violation, though. See, that's the thing you're missing.
Yeah, drugs on him or something.
It was a speeding violation until he pulled him over, correct? And when he pulled him over, did you see him being aggressive when he asked for his ID? I didn't. He gave him his ID.
And I didn't see Sorry being aggressive.
Hold on, though.
He gave him his ID.
But you're missing the fact that he gave him his ID, said some slick.
Sorry, yeah, because he said it. He said it.
When he pulled him out, of course.
Okay. So
how do you know he's fucking in the car with the window up, though?
I'm saying what? I'm saying once they pulled him over and walked up and said, "Oh, it's Tyreek Hill." At that point, why the hell am I on edge?
Hey.
Any fear you had prior to that point of it being a fucking gang member, a drug dealer, or a killer to go out the fucking window because Tyreek Hill ain't none of that.
Hey, by the way, Leah, if it's a tinted window, you do have to roll it down if requested. Okay, I've already asked everybody. We've talked to it. We'll have our lawyer on the phone tomorrow. And I'm just being honest, for all the race baiters in here who's making this white-black thing. I'm not making it white-black thing. No, they are, though. And the thing is, these cops are Puerto Rican and Cuban, A, and B, everybody that's going to say, remember the guy that had racist and all this old shit.
And that shit was wrong, too. And I agreed on that.
And so did I.
Yep.
But I'm going to be honest with you. Don't race bait in the chat because I'll drop a mic on you motherfuckers and you all want respect and all this old shit. Who was the motherfucker on the phone with crying? Oh, Drew Rosenhaus. Oh, fucking white boy. So stop talking about all this race shit.
He wasn't crying. He called
that motherfucker was calling a white boy for help, though, wasn't he?
Called his agent,
but you motherfuckers want to talk about all this race shit. He called a white boy to fucking help. Oh, my God, Drew. I'm going to jail, Drew. Oh, bitch ass. Motherfucker, do the right thing, homie.
That's not
do what you're supposed to do, homie.
Let me add more to this,
do what you're supposed to do, homie.
This is what we're not talking about.
Do what you're supposed to do.
His teammates pull up. One of them teammates being Calais Campbell pulled up to see what's going on to support. The best fucking man and the best fucking person in football. Man, Walter Payton, man of the year multiple times, ain't killed a fly. They handcuffed Calais motherfucking Campbell, put him to the ground. Because at this point
you guys don't know the law.
At this point, all the cops are. If you watch the video,
you live in la. You ain't really from the hood.
Can a man get a word out? Can a man get a word out?
You ain't from the hood, homie.
At this point in the video, I know where I'm from.
No, you're not.
I'm validated.
You're not from the hood, homie. You ain't validated shit.
I ain't got to speak on it.
You ain't no fucking validated, homie. Because I know validated motherfuckers.
Hold on. My family's still there for real.
My
family's still there now.
I don't gotta go back.
I don't brag about it because that's all I know. That's all I know. That's all I know.
You just said some more asinine ass shit.
I didn't finish my fucking sentence.
Showed you not from the hood. Because I'm gonna keep it real. Name me one motherfucker in this chat that's from the hood that you can just walk up on during an arrest. Hey, Freddie Mac, you can walk up on your homie being arrested in the hood, homie? Shut your bitch ass up, you lying motherfucker. You ain't from no hood either, homeboy. Guess what? I've never seen a motherfucker from the street pull up in a car and walk up to a motherfucker getting arrested and not get arrested. You motherfuckers out your goddamn mind. Ain't no hood in America that you can walk up to an arresting officer and tell that motherfucker don't arrest my homeboy and not get fucked up. If you did, then you ain't from no hood. You from no fucking Beverly Hills white boy ass shit where the cops would be like, okay, sir, it's okay. You can't walk up to no motherfucking arresting officer and tell that motherfucker not to arrest my homie. You out your goddamn minds, homie. That motherfucker just interrupted an arrest, Smitty, and now it's okay? You're okay with that too, right? So his homeboy can't have a strap either right there, right?
This man
you
love
motherfuckers are foolish, homie.
This man love the cops. This motherfucker the fans next to me.
I do love the cops, homie.
I'm closer with 5-0
yeah,
right now.
You rather
the most gangster motherfucker from Compton is 5-0 right
You know why? Because I'm a real one.
Let me watch what I say. Let me watch what I say.
I don't know no hood cat.
He might call the people on me.
I don't know no OG hood cats that ain't, homie. See, when you get old enough, when you motherfucker get old enough, you'll fucking figure it out, homie. When you pay taxes, Smitty, and own a house and have a kid, you'll figure it out, homie.
So
you motherfuckers are ignorant, homie. Ignorance is life-threatening, homie. It's a sad day. It's a sad day.
It's amazing.
You and Kamala want to defund the fucking police, homie. How's that going right now, homie? How's that going, homie?
JB's okay with Tyreek getting kicked by the cops. He okay with that. He was sending him talking shit. Sending him talking shit. Kick his ass again. Punch him next time. Step on him next time.
Come on, homie. Have you ever been told by cops? Have you?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
But is that right, JB? You're talking.
I'm not saying it's right. I never said it was right.
But no. Your whole argument.
You're saying it's right for Tyreek. That's the crazy
No,
part,
I'm not.
Homie.
Get a motherfucker a ticket. Pull him over.
You wouldn't be crying like this.
Please let me finish this thought. My main issue with you right now is the fact that you're saying since you and some of your homies have been through this before, that you're numb to it now. Now you're saying fuck it.
I'm not saying that at all.
I'm saying two things can be true.
This ain't shit.
That's what I'm. Oh my God!
You know what I'm saying, Smitty? I'm not saying what you're saying. I'm saying that this is what you get if you don't fucking act right, homie.
That's not right.
Why is it so hard to understand?
You're okay with being getting fucked over by the cops, is what I'm saying. Because it's happened to you forever.
No, you know why?
You're okay with them putting a pistol to your head. You're okay with them throwing you to the ground.
You okay with it? No, I'm not okay with it.
Then why are you okay with this then, homie?
If I didn't do what I did and I got a pistol on my head, yeah, don't you think I was bitching and moaning when it happened? Fuck yeah, I was. But if I did the shit that I wasn't supposed to do and I actually complied like I was supposed to do and it didn't happen, then guess what? I started figuring out maybe I should just shut the fuck up and do what they asked. Then if I didn't do that and I fucking did what they told me not to do and I got fucked up, when do you not? So you don't comply. But then you get fucked up, and then you cry over spilled milk. Make it make sense.
What was the first thing you said when we started this entire segment? Do you remember what you said?
To start this whole segment,
you said
the video.
You said we also know people who have complied, been perfectly, and end up dead.
That's what I just said. I said if I complied and got a gun to my head, you don't think I was out there like fuck you, motherfuckers? Hell yeah! And I was the most loud, mouthiest.
I know. I bet
I'm the mouthiest person to cops. Let me tell you, but. That was when I was 20, Smitty.
And by the way, for clarity, I'm not no anti-cop. I'm not one of them. I don't think every cop is bad. I got homies and teammates who are cops to this day, close friends. So I'm not anti-cop.
But by the way, they suspended the cop. By the way,
they did. I think he should have been suspended. It's a reason why he got suspended. It's a reason why shit happened. So if you get the play off your team, it's a suspended player because he did something wrong. That's all I'm saying. Two things can be true. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Tyreek shouldn't have got pulled up. He was speeding. Pull his ass over. Give him a ticket. Do all that. He shouldn't have rolled his window up. I agree with fucking that. But I'm saying some of these acts within this video, if you guys go watch the full video, getting thrown to the ground. All right, let's say the first time he threw him to the ground, the excuse is he rolled his window up. All right, bet. All right, cool.
But
I get that. But hold on. But then right here, he's
to the part of him not complying that created this. I just don't understand why a lot of you motherfuckers in defense of this cat miss and dismiss the fact that he did this to get this. Like, let's just keep it funky. He didn't have to get to this talking shit to the cops and the homies like, shut the fuck up. Like, you've all been there, homie. I don't understand why we're dismissing the fact that he dismissed the law and didn't comply to it. Now, have people been treated wrong by cops? Fuck yeah. I'm not out here saying they didn't. I'm just saying we know we got bad humans and good humans in this world, period. I don't give a fuck what you are. Football players, cops, Tyreek Hill's a shitbird. It is what it is. I'm just telling you that everyone I've talked to that are old enough now to realize and go back with their life experience would all agree with me. We just had it last night. These are killers and drug dealers, homie, agreeing with me. Why all of a sudden am I the fucking wrong one? Because this shitbird, who actually is a shitbird, is doing shitbird things. Oh, I'm shocked. I'm so shocked. I just don't understand the defense of these shitbirds, dog. Maybe if we stop defending these shitbirds so often, when it's right to not defend them, we'd be better off. And defend them when they're supposed to be defended. I can't believe, really, Smitty, that you're really in defense of him over the fact that we're talking about the extra shit. I get the extra shit. I agree with you. The extra shit, okay, the kicking and all that shit. But something led to that action, Smitty. Come on, man. Why are we missing that?
So basically what we're saying is don't put the cop in a position for him to do that. I got you.
I mean, is that really – you're saying it in a smart-ass way.
I'm not.
Is that not what we're supposed to do? You just said you would do it.
Of course, but you're not seeing the.
I would love to see you and your girl in the car, and you got a baby.
I told you what I'm gonna do, I'm saying you're not seeing a bigger problem from that.
This motherfucker.
I am a trained officer.
10 kids,
my job is to protect and serve. Is my actual. That's what we say. That's your job.
You do know protect.
But what we're saying is we're saying, hey, human. Be fucking perfect. Don't have an attitude. Don't be stressed. Don't say nothing wrong. Don't you be fucking yes sir, yes ma'am, spotless. Don't show no attitude at all. Because if you put that officer in the position where now he's upset or angry, he's liable to do anything, and I'm okay with it. So
Trell, you that narrow-minded, Trell?
So cool. That's where we at.
What does 10 kids have to do with it? Motherfucker has 10 kids, homie. You gonna drive like that with your kids in the car, homie? You motherfuckers is crazy, bro. You defend a motherfucker that there
were no kids in the car.
I said he has 10 kids. So guess what? How many motherfuckers have we just talked about driving crazy? And Tyree, what's his name for the Chiefs? How about the motherfucker Jalen Carter? How about the fucking guy that's in jail for the Raiders right now? How many families have died because your dumb motherfucking ass is driving 110 miles an hour, homie? Keep it funky. But now it's okay, Trail, huh? Because your soft ass wants to give him a motherfucker a pass because he runs a 4.2? You motherfuckers are delusional,
JB,
homie.
you my homie. I've been in the car with you before. I'm going to just leave it at that.
And? Am I doing 120 down a street with no... Is it on the freeway or private street? Just keep it real.
We didn't been to the store together on a fucking regular street, and you fucking flying, and I ain't said nothing because I done it before.
I'm doing 100.
It don't matter.
No, homie, keep it to the face. Keep the topic the topic. Am I doing 100?
We're talking about speeding.
Come on, homie, Smitty. 100 is life changing, homie. 100 miles an hour kills people instantly. 40 miles an hour into 25, homie, is not 100 miles an hour. Keep it real. Come on, homie. You're missing me with this shit. You motherfuckers keep making excuses, homie, for dumb shit.
I'm not making an excuse. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not gonna kiss your ass like everybody in the chat do. I'm gonna actually think for myself and have a realistic answer and opinion and understand that I speed. Motherfucker, I know you speed every fucking morning to come out here.
Hell yeah, and there's nobody on the freeway. Nobody. I leave at 3 a.m. No one's on the freeway.
Cool, so go 150.
But by the way, I'm the feds.
You don't know who out there.
Hey, by the way, I'm the feds. I'm the feds, but this motherfucker's snitching on me right now, but I'm the feds.
Motherfucker, you ain't getting no point.
Make it make sense, homie. Make it make sense, homie. I'm the feds, but this motherfucker just turned snitch.
He love the cops.
Hey, this motherfucker just turned snitch on his co-host.
Kick him while he's down. Kick him while he's down. Good job. Tyreek's a shithead. Do whatever to him. He should be in the position.
This motherfucker turned snitch.
This motherfucker love the cops. Motherfucker ain't going to jail for speed on me.
Motherfuckers from the hood sure don't snitch. Snitches get ditches where I'm from, homeboy. I don't know about you.
Fucking speeding, homie. Fucking speeding, homie. Fucking speeding, homie. Fucking speeding, homie. Fucking speeding, homie.
Yeah,
that's what it is. So a cop gonna watch this show right now, and they gonna pull up to where we at right now and take you to jail for speeding.
Is that you?
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah.
Motherfucker's crazy.
You act like motherfucking snitches. Hey, oh my bad, Bailey. Well, I can't see the private chat either. We can't see the private chat either. Hey, this is our first episode back in the studio. You thought it wasn't going to be lit? Motherfuckers get used to it. Shit. This is what the fucking realest show on planet Earth supposed to be, by the way. Smitty ain't supposed to have my fucking same ideologies and thoughts, by the way. That's the yin, I'm the yang, whatever you want to call it. If we're all agreed, it would be a shitty-ass show, by the way. And y'all bitch-ass motherfuckers will, you need to be solo. Get a new co-host. Motherfucker, there's a reason why I have Smitty. First of all, I like the dude. He's a genuine motherfucker. Second of all, I don't want a motherfucker to agree to me. You saw how that worked, right? Yeah. Shut the fuck up. Pound the like button, motherfucker.
And subscribe right now. Because guess what? I ain't going nowhere. So y'all can keep saying I should go, keep saying all that. Every time y'all say it, it's another year. Put it like that, motherfucker. Every time you say you need new clothes, you add a fucking year. So right now, I got fucking 20 years to my fucking belt based off this one episode.
I don't even know what time it is right now.
I don't know. We got bottom 5, top 5?
I'm Pepper, Smitty Salt. And
how many people on YouTube right now?
I don't know.
Hey, but look, before it's too late. Fuck, man. I got to work today. My voice is out. Fuck, man.
1,200, 20,000, or 2,000 on Twitter.
We had 1,500 in there earlier, man. Shout out to all y'all, man. I love y'all, really. I really got love for my haters.
Benny, we'll have to coordinate it because we got to see the rundown. We got to move you. We got to use the mouse too.
Babe, let's pop in real quick. Let me know where we at. Jada, I'm calm. I'm good. I'm chilling.
No, you're not. You're out. Your voice is done. Your voice is
good.
done. You snitched on me, you motherfucker.
Babe, where we at, man? I'm sorry. I don't know where we at. Nothing.
It's all good. Let's go ahead and do your top of the world, bottom of the barrel. NFL teams. NFL teams from week 1.
Top of the world, bottom of the barrel. Good segue right here because I'm on top of the world right now. Smitty on bottom of the barrel. Get some tea, Smitty. Leah, yes, sir. Leah, bring it out. Bring it out.
Hey, come on, Leah.
Smitty gonna get fired today because he can't talk and he got to cover Michael Irvin and
the playmaker.
Keyshawn.
Shout out to the playmaker.
He got to cover some shit talking motherfuckers today, and he can't talk shit back. That shit is crazy. Let's bring it up, Bailey. Let's go. Bring Smitty's up first. And try not to have him yell too much because he's going to lose his voice. He passed it. I love it. Smitty passed it. That's why he's yelling and losing his voice. He really lost his voice because he got loaded at my house, and he don't want to admit that because I knocked out and left. And Smitty and
JB
Steve,
was passed out. So I'm going to say about that.
They all kept their the funk. They all kept it. See, y'all got to see a different Smitty at my house, though. See, that's what motherfuckers don't get. Why have I get private DMs from a lot of haters that say, damn, you're right. Smitty's a different cat, private and chill. Yeah, the motherfucker professional here on this show. He snitched on me, but he professional.
Plus, y'all understand, when we do our remote show, again, I live in a fucking apartment. There's rules in my lease. I can't be that loud. Motherfuckers already done complaint multiple times. If I get one more complaint, I'm getting kicked out.
You know what I remember, though? You know what's crazy? I remember when Matt come on here and talk shit, and then you motherfuckers would be like, oh, Smitty just nice. He got ran over by Matt. Then Smitty banged on Matt one show, and then all the motherfuckers, oh, shit. You motherfuckers are fair weather fans, homie. That's the bottom line. I'm just gonna keep it real. I want the yin and the yang. Like I might just choke slam Smitty real quick.
And I might backhand him. Like I'm right next to him now.
Dog, if we scrap in here, we'll still be cool.
Yep.
And you'll see it live. I don't know if YouTube will back spin us or not, but
yep.
Let's bring up.
Put my grab back up real quick. I'm gonna be real quick on mine though. Top 5 right here, man. Number 5, gotta go with the Patriots. I don't think anybody outside of New England and the Boston area thought the Patriots would win that game against the Bengals, man. Shout out to Gerard Mayo and his first win as a head coach. That's big time. That's huge. We'll see how serious they are moving forward. It could be a situation where the Bengals just played real bad. I don't know yet. But anyway, being in the moment, we got to shout out Gerard Mayo and that Patriot squad. Number 4, I got to shout out Sam Darnold and the Minnesota Vikings, man. The Vikings balled out, and they were led by Sam Darnold. If I was an alien and I came to the earth on Sunday and watched my first NFL game, and that was it, I would think Sam Darnold was the top 5 quarterback in the NFL. He balled out, made every throw, was quick on his feet, quick decision, looked confident. If he's going to play like that all year, watch out. Big time win by the Vikings. And I got to shout out to Sam Darnold because I know I've been tough on him on this show. And that's one of JB's guys who he's been bragging about. And after week 1, he looks like a genius right now. But number 3, got to go with the Texans. I know they beat my coach, but I'm a realist. I thought they ran the ball extremely well. All their new weapons played well. Obviously, Mixon. Diaz got 2 touchdowns. C.J. Stroud still playing like C.J. Stroud. If you guys watched that game late in the fourth quarter after Anthony Richardson had scored the last touchdown, we need a big-time stop to get the ball back. It was 3rd and 6, and C.J. Stroud threw a dime going out of bounds, man. Perfectly placed ball to pretty much close the game out. The Texans are real deals this year. They will be Super Bowl contenders, and they will be the favorites for everybody going into the AFC South in terms of winning that division. Number 2, going with the Lions. The game wasn't just, pretty all around. It's week 1. There were mistakes being made, but they beat a really good Rams team who I respect, and I think the Rams are legit and going to be really good. And they went down to the wire, went to overtime, and they drove down the field, scored a touchdown, didn't give the ball back to the rounds, and that's how you start off your season. They won the first game of the season last year against the Chiefs. This year, did it in a big-time fashion, going against the Rams and Matthew Stafford, who we know his strong ties and connection to that fan base in Detroit. But at number one, the Chiefs gonna Chief. As much as I don't like the Chiefs, I cannot be a hypocrite. I can't be a hater. At the end of the day, man, it don't matter what's thrown at them, who they're playing against, who's not playing for their team, who's hurt, who's injured, who's suspended. None of that matters. At the end of the day, just win, baby, just win. And that's what the Chiefs continue to do year in and year out. And they beat a really good Baltimore Ravens team who, obviously, you guys know I'm high on. So until someone takes the crown from them, I got to keep the Chiefs at the top. There it is. My top five.
Top five, dead or alive.
Dead or alive. Dead or alive. So are we going my bottom or we going to go to your top and then go back to the bottom?
We'll go to my top.
There we go.
We'll go to my top.
I think I broke this chair, JB.
Really?
Yep.
How?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it's out the hole. I got another one right here.
I'll figure it out.
God damn. How'd you break that motherfucker?
I don't know.
It's right here. It's right here. It's right here. This thing came out. Yep.
It came out. Can it be
right
fixed?
There. Screws right there.
Can it be fixed?
Screws right there. Yeah, I don't know. You need to go on a diet, homie.
I know. I didn't gain some weight.
Let's dive into mine, baby. Put me on the solo dolo. Let's get into this. My top five, top of the world. Listen, Steelers showed up. Justin Fields didn't know if he was starting. Gets the start nod. And guess what? He did enough to get the win. Defense is as real as it gets in the NFL, I think. And the Steelers are in that top five. The Vikings, they showed up, man. They showed up with Sam Darnold. I'm giving the Vikings credit because you all hated on Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold got them the victory. Or Daniel Dimes earned them the loss. We'll break that down later. Number three, the Cowboys. People picked Cleveland. The money was on Cleveland. Cowboys defense showed out as a top five defense in the NFL. Dak got paid that morning, and he proved that they were right. And the Cowboys are in the top five for sure after week one. The Lions showed up, beat my Rams. They look like they're a formidable opponent, a team. The Rams are still good, in my opinion. So we'll see. But the Niners, watching last night's game, I got to go with the Niners, man, right now because they beat a top five defense, a Super Bowl contending roster. Aaron Rodgers is back. The Jets had all the hype, myself included. And after last night's game, that they thoroughly got dominated in the trenches where the Jets are supposed to be so good. I'm a little skeptical, man, of the Robert Saleh note card living, note card reading head coach in the New York Jets. I got the Niners at my number one spot overall. And Smitty, bro. Oh, so it can't be fixed.
I think.
Bailey, put solo on him, Smitty.
I can't get it, JV. Fuck. Hold it in place.
What?
Hold it in place. Here you go. Twist that motherfucker. I'll hold it.
You can't twist it, homie.
How you get in there?
You gotta get a screwdriver.
Damn.
Get another chair, man.
I hate that bitch. Fucking Tyreek Hill. Shit, man. Hold on, y'all. Fuck.
Paris, if you're watching this, clip this. Just a solo clip. Clip the shit out of
Look at that chair, homie.
Smitty.
Damn, homie.
Is that because of that one thing, though?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I'm taking that back, though, if that's truly the case.
That's a cheap ass chair.
Yeah, that motherfucker.
I ain't even do nothing.
Yeah, the little Asian fucking Otani told me, the metal's legit. And I fucking ain't legit. If this motherfucker just bit the metal, little Asian girl, Steve Kim, Crouching Tiger, I'm taking this shit and shoving it right up your motherfucking ass. I'm so fucking tired of these ghetto ass places. But guess what? You get what you pay for.
That's all we can afford.
You get what you pay for. Crouching Tiger got me. I'll be heading over there today. I'll be taking the cops with me. I'll be taking the cops with me from shout out to all the cops. I'll take you with me and we'll see if we can run into a
Y'all gonna kick the motherfucker down.
Tyreek Hill.
All right, show my bottom 5, y'all.
You got a breath on it? You sick? I think you got laryngitis or something.
I'm out of breath, bro. I can't breathe.
God damn.
Bottom 5, y'all. Number 5, got to go with D. Jones' shitty-ass Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence does it again. Can't finish the game. They were winning in the first half, looking good, everything flowing well, and then what do you know? Just like they did last season, they can't finish. They were 8-3 last season, ended up missing the damn playoffs. The Jags are going to jag. They're just another guy. Perfect name for their team, and they're going to miss the playoffs again because they can't finish games. Shitty-ass Jags at number 5. Number 4, we got Bailey's shitty-ass Titans. Will Levis. They were winning against Caleb Williams, the rookie, first game ever. He threw for under 100 yards. I ain't never seen it in my lifetime. And the Bears won the game. The Bears came back and won the game because Will Levis, Bailey's favorite quarterback in the whole damn NFL, threw him the ball. Like, literally just said, here, take it. Win the game. I don't want to win. I like losing. I'm shitty. I suck. I'm overrated. I'm so glad the coach did not draft Will Levis and went with AR5. He's the much better quarterback. We saw that in week 1. Number 3, the Panthers didn't get any better. They ain't any better. They're just as bad as they was last year. They might be worse. They might have got worse, and that's hard to do. Extremely bad. I feel bad for the QB. What's the name of the quarterback? Braveheart. No, fucking Panthers. Bryce Young. I feel bad for Bryce Young. Talented cat, I think. I don't know. It's hard to know. He's not getting protected. He has no weapons around him, and they're bad once again. Number 2, Danny Downs and the Giants.
You need to take a shot, though.
Danny, slap dick whiskey, y'all, right here. The best whiskey, y'all. The Giants suck.
Take a shot. Help me help your voice.
Daniel Jones suck.
Take a shot.
He's the worst quarterback in the NFL. Will Levis is bad. Trevor Lawrence is bad.
Take a shot of the whiskey.
But I'm telling you right now,
you need to take a
that
shot.
the worst quarterback. All right, let me take a shot real quick.
You need to take a shot, homie.
I smelled it, though.
Sure. No, real shot, motherfucker. Not no fake shot. That's a fake shot, homie. Everyone knows it's fake. Take a real shot of that, dog. God damn.
I can smell it, though.
It don't matter. Just take a shot.
I got to go to work today, and my manager's watching this right now.
Take a shot.
Hey, you know they.
You ever seen clear whiskey?
You know they can hear you.
I don't care. You seen clear whiskey? Damn, he can't even fake
Then why would you do that then?
But you can't even fake it
but
right,
they not stupid. They not stupid.
They saw you on
They not
Saturday
dumb.
fake shot.
No, that was real
You
shot.
were actually taking
That
fake
was
shots.
real shots
How
at
you
that
gonna take a
Saturday.
fake shot, a real shot, and then fake shot, a fake shot?
Say it again.
I don't get it.
No, say that again though.
How you gonna fake a real shot and then fake a fake shot? Crazy to me.
What's my list? I got 2 more teams left. What's my list again? Giants suck. Daniel Jones, they're on the list number 2. And number 1, man, the Bengals. Come on, Joey B. You got your Slim Shady look at the blonde hair. Jamar Chase, he ain't happy. T. Higgins ain't there. Mixon left. Y'all supposed to be the one team that can beat the Mahomes and the Chiefs. And y'all looking like that? The Patriots? This ain't Tom Brady. This ain't Bill Belichick. This is the Gerard Mayo Patriots, respectfully. Jacoby Brissett Patriots, respectfully. And y'all lost like that? Come on, man. High expectations leads to bigger falls. And that's why I got them as number 1 on my bottom 5 list, JB. I got 5 minutes left. I got to go. I got a meeting. I got to be at work. So.
Oh, you got to leave, huh?
Yeah, I got about 7-10 minutes.
It's already 9.
I got 7 to 10 minutes. Is it 9 o'clock already?
Almost.
I got about 10 minutes.
All right, let's finish with mine then. Micro penis himself. You got another allegation pending. And guess what? Deshaun Watson is out. We know why he is struggling because guess what? Another pending case has surfaced from 2020. And oh my goodness. Wow. Deshaun Watson. But anyway, let's start with 5. The New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers looked pretty sharp at times. Didn't get the ball enough. I'm not going to blame Aaron Rodgers last night. He still looked like the old Aaron Rodgers. But I'm going to be honest. The Jets disappointed. The Jets disappointed overall. Flew across the country to have an early game and absolutely shit the bed. The Ravens. I'm not impressed. I told you where I'm at with the Ravens several times since their first game 7-8 days ago. I think the Ravens are going to struggle more than a lot of you guys. I don't believe they'll be in the conversation. The Bengals. I'm going to put them right there. Same division. Joe Burrow starts off early in the season horribly, And I just don't see that with this team. No mixing, no O-line, no physicality. There's nothing that screams physicality to me on that Bengals roster. I just don't see it. The Giants, Danny Dimes, we did a prayer for you yesterday. We'll be dropping that short today. You are atrocious right now. And I don't want to eat crow. I'll literally eat a crow like a Haitian on this show later on. And the Browns.
So racist.
The Browns, top 3 roster in football. And you disappointed like you did. Jameis Winston is knocking down the door as a starting quarterback in Cleveland. B, just listen to me what I'm telling you. Eric Weddle said it. They may be cutting bait with the $250 million man. That'll be shocker. Smitty, Bailey, that is brought to you by BetOnline, Prize Picks, Winnable, the other one when we didn't know, all that shit.
Oh, we gotta figure that out.
Yeah, we do. Because you don't do anything.
No, starting the wrong. We got to do that.
Yeah, we got to put it up.
We got all that money in
Yeah. But they haven't sent us the gear yet.
We good. Why we trying to run? Why we rushing?
Well, I told him I'd give him a start off from the studio. But
well, you got to tell him. You got to play that with me first. You can't do that without telling me first.
Bailey fucked that up.
Bailey always fucking him. Bailey. It's always Bailey.
It's always Bailey.
Bailey and Ethan. Damn.
Bailey for everything.
Bailey.
Bailey, come in, Bailey.
Where Derek at? I ain't seen Derek in a minute. Is Derek alive? Has anybody talked to Eric with the wrench in the chat? I'm just curious. I ain't heard from him since
Derek's coaching football.
The pandemic.
Real estate. He's doing a lot of shit, dog. He's selling real estate up in Michigan. I think Dearborn or Deer Creek or I don't know.
Dearborn.
I know we're past the time because I see the Pat McAfee show just coming on over there. To our left, we got TVs now. We got shit all over the place in the studio. Bailey's gonna come out here and live here in the studio and work from here.
Yeah.
So just so you know. But listen, man, been a great electric show. We're in studio as always. And we got to figure out a few little things, but it was first day dealing with all this shit. Got all these cameras now moving around. Clarity. Appreciate everybody. Biggest show in the studio. So appreciate you guys. Shout out to all you guys. And tomorrow we'll have Michelle on. Talk about our lawyer extraordinaire.
Michelle coming on tomorrow for real?
Yeah, we'll break that down.
Michelle,
yeah, be showing stuff, and then we'll have her on, and then,
What'd you say?
Michelle's gonna come on.
No, what'd you say after that? You said she's gonna be doing what?
Lawyer,
you said she's gonna be doing what though?
She'll be on, and then who we got tomorrow?
You said Michelle. We got
somebody else.
What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday. Oh dang, this week going fast. So we got Michelle. We got I think Matt.
Let me see that chair, man. I gotta shove this up Otani's ass. The fuck is going on with that? Why is it? What's going on? What happened?
I don't know, bro.
Where did you bend it at?
I don't know, homie. Like I ain't even jump or nothing.
This whole thing, bro.
Yeah, like how do you?
This is out. Look, no screws.
So we got the screw though, so we can put that in.
But that ain't gonna fix this.
What's wrong with this though? That's what I'm
This whole motherfucker's twisted. Oh, maybe because of that. This whole thing's twisted.
Can it be fixed?
I don't know. I'm gonna take it to Otani and see.
We're gonna figure this thing out though, y'all. That's him. That's not me. I'm gonna go to work though, man. I got bills to pay. We'll see how tomorrow. Got load show tomorrow. We got booty. We got booty on tomorrow. We got Matt. We got Michelle. We got all types of shit going on, man. Make sure you hear, you subscribe, go to Winnable, go to our fucking JB Show page, Instagram, TikTok, my page, his page. We're gonna be on the ball. We're gonna be loaded, baby. Take it away.
Get pressed so fast you don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown, kill the yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing.